Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another live stream. Game Week 10, and I'm excited. I'm enjoying FPL, believe it or not, despite the fact that the season hasn't been perfect. It just feels like there are so many differing strategies at the moment, which is what we really want in FPL. I think, as well as doing well and having a good rank, I think we enjoy FPL most when people are all doing different things and there are actually decisions to be had. Some people have Haaland, some people have Salah, some people have both, some people have neither. Some people are doing very well, others not so much. Some people using 3 free transfers, others rolling. It's just it's a bit chaotic, really, in FPL at the moment, but I like it. It's what we want. It's what we want to see. Nobody likes it when everyone has the same team. And in fact, as I was just scrolling through Twitter then when people posting their teams, no one team looks the same. And I like that a lot. And we're about to go into a big fixture swing in Game Week 12 in a few weeks as well. And that will only, I would imagine, make it even more varied. So this is what we want to see. We love FPL. But do let me know what you're tuning in from. Let me know what you're doing right now. And yeah, welcome to the stream. I appreciate you being here early on a Saturday. Hope you had a fantastic Friday evening. Or, I guess, happy afternoon or evening. I guess, I don't know where you're tuning in from. Different time zones and all that. It is a hard season. That is something that I would agree because, and it goes hand in hand with what I've just said, if people are all executing very different strategies and all owning different premiums, and a lot of the premiums are doing well, it's very swingy week by week, and even over a specific period of time. Like, if you didn't own Palmer for his 25-pointer, that hurt. If you didn't own Haaland for his back-to-back 17-pointers, that hurt. And in recent weeks, Salah getting double-digit hauls 2 weeks in a row, it's really about the premiums at the moment. Like, owning the premiums at the right point, for me, is the hard part of FPL. I guess all of the premiums are doing well, but some of them are doing better than others, and obviously some of them have really hot streaks too. You guys might as well like the stream. We both know you want to. I appreciate you, Zodiac. And yes, please do like the stream. Give it a little early, cheeky like. That's what we like to see. Jim says, Solanke got slam dunked out of my FPL team for Cunha. I've already sold Solanke too. So I'm going to show you my team in a second. But yeah, Solanke's gone for me as well. Solanke has gone for me as well. Cheers from Kenya. Big love, Harry. Thank you for tuning in all the way from Kenya. I've no idea who to captain. We can discuss captaincy. I do think it's very close between Salah and Haaland. For me, it's between the two of them. I'm not really considering anyone else. Did you go to bed last night or did you do it? I went to bed. I didn't make the transfers. So I just thought there could be something like, if we find out this morning, which I don't think we will, by the way, but let's say we find out this morning that actually Arteta has been lying, Gabriel is out for 3 months, then I'd obviously sell Gabriel rather than Raya. So I decided to wait. I didn't make the transfers last night, but I've already made one a couple of nights ago, so you'll see in a second. What do you think of a Luis Diaz to Saka move? Yeah, I like that. You just don't know if Luis Diaz is going to start. It could be Gakpo on the left, Darwin through the middle, and then Salah on the right. Any news on McNeil? He's yellow flagged at the moment. Yeah. My opinion on it, I think he'll either start or not feature at all. So I think, and I could be wrong, I think you're probably safe to start him as long as you've got decent backup. I just don't get the vibe that McNeil is the sort of player that they would risk a cameo for. Like, if he's fit, he starts. Otherwise, he probably doesn't feature at all. But I don't know that for sure. I'm close to rolling and getting 5 free transfers next week. Please tell me to buy someone. Oh, only make the transfer if you want to. Having 5 free transfers is a great position to be in. But I also think, don't just keep rolling for the sake of rolling. I could roll this week, but I know that I could use 3 free transfers, which will benefit my team. I've already used one of them. I could make another 2, and so I'm going to do it. So I feel like it goes both ways. Don't use transfers just because you've got them for the sake of it, but equally don't roll just for the sake of it as well. Try and make moves that will benefit your team. Chris Wood is also flagged. Will he play? I don't know. I would imagine so. I'd be very surprised if Chris Wood's out. I feel like if Chris Wood was out injured, we'd probably know by now. So I think you're probably safe. You're fine. Hey, Ross, bench Gabriel, Robinson, or Porro? I'd probably bench Robinson. I just think Brentford score. You'd imagine anyway. So, and he's got a little bit of attacking threat, but I feel like Gabriel and Porro have a little bit more. Anyway, all right, let's take a look at my team. So if you didn't see yesterday's video, the transfer that I made on Thursday evening, just because of price changes, it looked like they might happen. They actually happened last night, was Solanke to Raul Jimenez. That's because Solanke fell in price last night and Raul Jimenez went up in price. So I just didn't want to lose that 0.2 million. But that is the only transfer I've made as of right now. The planned transfers are Raya to Sanchez, and that's why Fabianski's starting right now, because the plan is Raya to Sanchez, and I think I'd start Fabianski against Forest instead of Sanchez against Man United, I think. So yeah, it would be Raya to Sanchez, which enables me to upgrade Foden to Salah. I would then probably hand Salah the armband, I think. So I'll just show you those moves because we can do it with the money in the bank. Is Raya to Sanchez. I know people won't love the Sanchez move, but I want a long-term goalkeeper, right? I don't want to think too short-term. And apart from the next two, he's then got this run here, which it is really lovely. And I'm not expecting lots of clean sheets for Chelsea, but I think they will get some. And then I realised I've got Fabianski just sat there on the bench, who could get the next two for West Ham, and he's got Forest and Everton. So I quite like the idea of starting Fabianski for the next two, and then from Game Week 12 and beyond, Sanchez comes in for this really nice run. So that's the plan. And then, like I said, that gives me the funds to then do Foden to Salah. So I've already done Solanke to Jimenez. And then that would be the remaining transfers, is Raya and Foden to Sanchez and Salah. It gives me Salah, Palmer, Haaland, which I think are probably the three best premiums. Saka's amazing, by the way, but I might have Saka in fourth at the moment. I want to own all four of them, ideally, but you just can't have everyone. And yeah, that would be all three of my free transfers used, so I wouldn't need to take a hit. The reason I've not made that yet, though, is like I say, let's say hypothetically we get a situation where Gabriel is leaked to be out longer term than we thought. Like, he's not travelled with the squad, and we get a tweet from a reliable journalist, which is like, actually, the injury is a little bit more serious or something like that. Then I could just sell Gabriel to either Konate or Dallo. So I can afford Konate in that spot as well. So basically, I'm going to buy Salah for Foden, I think. I just need to work out if I'm going to sell Raya or Gabriel. I am much more inclined to sell Raya because I think Gabriel is just a better asset than Raya. So that's my plan at the moment. The only other decision I need to make then is obviously captaincy between Haaland and Salah, and I'll run a captaincy poll in a second. But then also, who do I bench from my four defenders that I want to start? So those are the four defenders I've got to choose from. I need to bench one of them. I want to start Leif Davis quite bad. I know that's probably not the optimal play in my team, and that I probably shouldn't, but I love him, and he's playing Leicester at home, so I'm tempted to start Leif Davis. I mean, I'm tempted to bench Rico Lewis and do something like that, but knowing my luck, it will be the one game that Rico Lewis finally gets an attacking return or a goal in. I don't know. That's where I'm at the moment, but yeah, that's the team. You bench Davis all day. Don't tell me that. He's a legend. Absolute legend. West Ham is horrific defensively, though. I would agree, but I still think that the chance for a clean sheet is slightly higher for Fabianski than it is Sanchez. I mean, I could just start Sanchez. Maybe I will. But to be honest, knowing Chris Wood's going to score, isn't he? Solanke to Rao, Foden to Salah, Trent to 8 Nuri, -8. What are your thoughts? I don't love selling Trent this week. But as an entirety, would I rather Rao, Salah, and 8 Nuri to Solanke, Foden, Trent? Yes. So I don't love selling Trent, but it's for a -8. Honestly, I don't know that I would do that, Sam. Just because you're selling Trent and you're taking a -8, I kind of feel like I would just back the players you've got there. Foden and Solanke could do very well this week. I know I'm selling the pair of them, but I'm less keen. Wasoshi says, not doing too bad, but teams in a state. Going to use the wild card this week. Can you cover off who you'd include on a wild card? Got 4 times transfers too. Thanks. I did a wildcard draft on my Game Week preview video earlier in the week. So if you want to go watch that and then come back to the stream, I'd go back and watch that because I speak about it in more detail. But I would probably have no Haaland if I was wildcarding this week, I'll be honest. I would have Salah, Palmer, Saka. I would probably have Cunha, Rao, and then one of Wood or Wissa. I would imagine as the third forward. I might try and sneak Nicholas Jackson in there. I'd have Mbermo, of course. I'd have 8 Nuri. I mean, it would be very similar to this team. I'd just probably have Saka instead of Haaland and then use the money to upgrade the bench. The defense. I'd probably have Trent Alexander-Arnold in there if I was going to wildcard this week. So yeah, very similar to the team you're looking at, but I would take Haaland out on a wildcard. I think I'd go for it. Because you can just, on a wild card, you can make the most of redistributing those funds. Like if I sell Haaland now, I could spread the money a little bit. But on a wild card, you've got unlimited transfers to really reallocate the funds in the most optimal way possible. So yeah, I do think if I was wild carding, I'd go without. Do you think Chris Wood will start? I think so, yeah. He's so important to them. Apparently, it was just a small knock. I feel like he would have been mentioned in the press conference, or someone would have leaked that he's not in training or something like that. So I think Chris will be fine. What do we think about Rodgers to Bowen? Rodgers to Bowen. Yeah, I don't hate it. Fixtures aren't... You say good fixtures. They're not bad. The next couple are okay. Bowen's fine. Like, the underlying data is not that strong. He is on penalties, yes, but only if Paquetá's not on the pitch, we think. I mean, he could now be first choice, but I don't think he is. There's definitely worse transfers, but would I rather Rodgers with the money saved? Probably. I don't want to put you off of it. He's not my favourite player to bring in this week. I'd almost rather like Anthony Gordon. Believe it or not. I think Gordon and Isak will come back into our thinking from Gameweek 12. Dan M says, good morning, Ross. Good morning, Dan. Benching headaches for me this morning. Raya/Fabianski, McNeil/Rodgers, 2 of Gabriel Davis, Ryan Ait-Nouri, and not keen on double Arsenal defence today. Yeah, I think you bench one of Raya or Gabriel. I think I'd start Raya ahead of Fabianski. So maybe bench Leif Davis in that situation. But I mean, I'm starting Leif Davis, I think. So, oh, that's so tough. Maybe, or, I don't know. Start Raya, bench Gabriel, and bench McNeil and start Rodgers. Hopefully that helps, Dan. I do agree that you might just want to spread the risk a little bit with that double Arsenal defence. Not that they don't have the capability to keep a clean sheet against Newcastle, but maybe you want to spread the risk slightly. VJ says, hey Ross, please rate this team. Flecken, Lewis, Gvardiol, Ait-Nouri, Salah and Burmo, Garnacho, Rodgers, Cunha, Watkins, Haaland. It's a lovely team. I like the Garnacho pick. Watkins against that Spurs defence without Van der Ven and possibly without Romero. It's really, really nice. Cunha's a great pick. I'm going to say 8.5 out of 10. The only thing I really don't like is Fleckham. But you know what? He'll make some saves. He could get the odd clean sheet. So yeah, maybe even a 9 out of 10, VJ. Really nice team. Not really much else you have to do to it. I guess Palmer's the only big omission. So it would just be focusing on how do you get Palmer into your team. It's probably selling Watkins in Game Week 12, I'd imagine. Bramjot says Salah and Darwin for Haaland and Kulusevski. Palmer triple captain. I think Palmer captain's probably different enough. I don't see the triple captain desire this week. Salah and Darwin for Haaland and Kulusevski. Just about, yeah. But I mean, Kulusevski's got Ipswich next week. Haaland's Haaland. And Darwin can't hit the back of the net to save his life. So, I don't think that's like clear cut. But yeah, I don't mind it. Salah and Darwin for Haaland and Kulusevski. I just about yes if it's for free. If it's for a hit, no. Shazam says, good morning, Ross. Looks like you had a great week at United. Thanks for the vids and help in midweek. Dilemma time. Bench one of Gvardiol, Gabby, Robertson, or Ryan Ait-Nouri. Cheers. Firstly, thank you very much. It was amazing. Yeah, just a surreal experience. I keep forgetting that it even happened. It feels like a dream, but thank you very much. Out of those, well, I mean, I'd start Gvardiol, absolutely. I'd start Ait-Nouri. So between Gabriel and Robertson, I don't know that Robertson definitely starts. I don't know that he gets to 60 if he does start. I'd probably bench Robertson of those 4, just about. But the 2 that I definitely wouldn't bench is Gvardiol or Ryan Ait-Nouri. I say Ryan, it's Ryan, isn't it? Ryan Ait-Nouri. Maybe it is Ryan. I don't know. Dave says, a -4 to take out Haaland feels stupid. But if I do Eze and Haaland to Salah and Rao -4, I can then do Matoma to Son next week and captain him. Is this worth it? Eze and Haaland to Salah and Rao -4. I mean, that doesn't sound that terrible, considering Eze's injured, and Salah and Rao look great this week, and it allows you to do Matoma to Son next week. Do you know what, Dave? I'd say yes. I'd probably do it. When you take that all into account, getting Raul Jimenez, selling Eze, buying Salah if you think he's the better captain this week as well, and also freeing up the money to do Son next week, I have no issue with that, Dave. I'd go for it. Alex says, good morning, Ross. 2 free transfers. Watkins and Foden to Saka and Jackson. I don't love... No. Do you know what? I'm going to say no to that, Alex. I don't love selling Watkins this week. I know I'm selling Foden, so that one I have less of an issue doing sort of Foden to Saka. But selling Watkins, like I said, no Van der Ven, who is the main person that would have been able to stop Watkins on the transition. Also, the possibility of no Romero. I reckon Watkins gets a goal in this game at least. I wouldn't be selling Watkins this week. I don't think. It's easier for me to say that because I don't have him, but... Ross, you can't bench both Raya and Gabriel, you know it. I'm selling Raya anyway, so I'm not benching Raya. So I'm just benching Gabriel. I know Gabriel will probably start. I'm not benching Gabriel because I don't think he'll start. I'm benching Gabriel because Leif Davis is the best defender we've ever seen in the Premier League. You know? It's like benching Leif Davis is the equivalent of benching like prime Lionel Messi for Barcelona. You wouldn't do it, would you? You know? Leif Davis has the creativity of a David Beckham and the goal threat of Marcus Alonso. I love Leif Davis. He's so terrible for FPL, but I love him. Gotta have a bit of fun with FPL, you know? I'd hate it if I benched Leif Davis for his attacking return. Even though if he gets an attacking return, it's probably like a 2-pointer. Good morning, Ross. Good morning, Bonnie. Thank you for being here. Thank you to everyone for being here. By the way, if you're enjoying this stream, can I just ask you to drop an early like on it? It really supports the stream, pushes it out to more people. I appreciate the support. Hi, Ross. Would you go Haaland and Dibbling to Palmer and Rao this week for free? Worried about not having Palmer versus United could be a problem. I do think Palmer will return this week, but I don't know that it will be like a... Oh, maybe it will. I don't think it'll be a monster haul. Plan was to wait until Gameweek 12 to do the swap, given fixture changes. Captaining Salah this week. I think, given it's Palmer and Rao versus Haaland and Dibbling, also given that you've got Salah anyway that you can captain, Jason, and considering it's for free, I'm going to say you can do that move. If you were planning on captaining Haaland, then I wouldn't have done it. But if you're captaining Salah anyway, you can do it for free. I don't think it's a terrible set of transfers. Your trip to Old Trafford has biased you against Palmer, probably. Probably. No, I just don't... like I said, I think he'll return, but do I think he'll get multiple returns? I mean, he's got a hat-trick against us last season, so maybe. Fury Grind says, good morning, Ross. Congrats on the United content. Thank you very much. One free transfer and 1.2 million in the bank. Stewart to Strand Larson. Can't get to Cunha, but I've had Haaland and Wood since Gameweek 1. Thank you. Yeah, I really actually like Strand Larson. I've got no issues with Strand Larson as a pick. The only thing is his data's not very good, but he's the number 9 playing for a team that do score goals and are going into a really nice fixture run. His minutes have been pretty good. I definitely think you could do worse than Strand Larson. If you're really struggling for funds and you can't get to 5.8 Rao or 6 million Wissa, I think around that sort of 5.5 million price tag, Strand Larson is comfortably the standout. And if you told me that Strand Larson outscores Cunha over the next 3 or 4 weeks, I'd be a bit gutted, but I wouldn't be surprised. Because Cunha, for what it's worth, Cunha is playing more as like a wide man. Let's maybe say like an inside forward, but he's not playing as an out-and-out 9. Strand Larson is. Like, Strand Larson's job is to... He's almost playing like the Chris Wood role for Nottingham Forest, where he's just the number 9 and he stays just there. And from an FPL perspective, you want your attacker to be as close to goal as possible. Are you still bringing in Salah, Ross? Yeah. So the plan, if you've just joined the stream, firstly, welcome. Hope you're having a good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you're tuning in from. My plan at the moment is to do Raya to Sanchez, which frees up the funds for me to sell Foden to Salah, which is why at the moment Raya's on the bench. If I decide not to make that move, Raya would be starting for me ahead of Fabianski. But I'm just prepping it now so that when I make the move in a bit, and it will just be, Raya to Sanchez, Foden to Salah. The other possibility, like I said, is I sell Gabriel for Dallo or Canate, and that also frees up the funds. So basically, sadly, because they are still a good defence, I'm sure, one of Raya or Gabriel is being sold for me this week because I need it to upgrade Foden to Salah. For what it's worth, I think Foden's a great pick. You're just offering me the opportunity to get Salah for free whilst retaining Haaland and Palmer. I can't not take that up. I should have done it last week. Like, I could have done the exact moves last week that I was planning. It would have actually been Wissa rather than Rao. Salah in for Saka. And then I would have downgraded Raya to a 4.5 goalkeeper. So I would have got Salah's 10-pointer. I would have got Wissa's 10-pointer. And I would have sold Saka, who did return, and Solanke, who blanked. And I would be one transfer up. So I should have made the moves last week, but I'm correcting it this week, basically. What has made Foden a great pick, Ross? Foden is always a great pick if his minutes are good. And I think his minutes are good because of the amount of injuries they've got. That's what, like, it really is as simple as that. It's just, I know he's not been great from his performance perspective. He's still getting up to full fitness. But if Foden is on the pitch, I like Foden as an asset. It's always his minutes that we're just not sure about. So I think now that we know that his minutes are probably going to be a bit better, he's a really decent option. I just think Salah is leagues ahead in terms of an FPL asset, especially over a longer period. Like in a single week, could Foden outscore Salah this week? Absolutely, he could. But I would be surprised if Foden outscores Salah over the next 3 weeks, for example. So I just think over a longer period of time, I'd much rather have Salah. Modest Pelican, Ross, how do you deal with the pressure of being the FPL GOAT? 2 things. Firstly, I'm not the FPL GOAT, but thank you very much. How do I deal with the pressure? It's actually not very easy, to be honest, I suppose. Like turning up every week knowing that I was speaking to you about this, about it's the only YouTube job where... It's not the only YouTube job. It's one of the few YouTube jobs where you have to be performing well at the thing that you're creating content around. Like if I point to something like FIFA or Call of Duty, you would happily sit there and watch someone play Call of Duty if they were terrible because they're entertaining. You would happily sit there and watch someone play FIFA if they're entertaining. I still think a lot of people would still watch it because they find my videos interesting and entertaining, which is great. Thank you. But if I was really just bad at FPL every season, people just tune out. It's no wonder that your views go up when you are performing well because people trust your opinion more. So, yeah, there is quite a lot of pressure actually in FPL YouTube because it's one of the few things where you have to be performing well at it. Like, again, if you're doing like fitness niche, yeah, you have to be in decent shape. But there's not that same pressure of week upon week, you have to be at the top level of what you're doing. And especially because it's a luck-based game. This is the thing. I have to perform well at a game that is largely luck-based. I'm not... Like, I can put out a good team, but it's up to the players that I've picked to do well. So, yeah, there's that. Hopeful Subway, thank you for being a member firstly, and thank you for the super chat. Bench one of Archer or Calvert-Lewin or Smith-Rowe? I mean, it's got to be Archer. Has it? I don't think you bench Smith-Rowe. I think there's a lot of goals in that game, potentially, as we've seen with the other games against Brentford. I think I'd still start Calvert-Lewin ahead of Archer. Yeah. Yeah, I would. So I'd bench Archer. Fuel your grind. Would you start Semenyo or Strand Larsen? Strand Larsen 400 times out of 400. It's got a much better fixture. I've not actually been that impressed with Semenyo and Bournemouth recently. I mean, I say that off the back of a 2-0 win against Arsenal, but I would bench Semenyo and start Strand Larsen. Yeah. For everything we say about City, and even though they've got injuries, I still don't think it's a great fixture to play an attacker in. I think you're slightly different as you do long-form detailed analysis. More engaged managers will watch regardless, whereas the shorter form is more impacted by rank. Yeah, I think that's right, Frosty, potentially. But still, I've been on YouTube for almost 4 full seasons now, 3.5 seasons. I know for a fact that my views are correlated to my rank. Like, when my views were at their peak was in that season where I was like 500th in the world, then got to 99th. Like, the views at that point were through the roof, like astronomical. Because people are like excited. They want to follow, like, what is this guy doing that's making him at this rank? But yeah, I do agree that the more detailed your analysis and stuff, it's less dependent upon your rank for sure. El Nikos says, loved insight on FPL therapy episode regarding baseline bonus, extra factor for decisions that was previously unknown. Massive thanks from Australia. You are more than welcome. We can actually take a look in a second at other players that are top for baseline bonus, but it's something a little extra to take into account. These are marginal things, but if you're bringing in a player that tends to get you 3 bonus versus 1, and let's say they get an attacking return in 4 of the games that you own them, over that period of time, you could gain like an extra 8, 9, 10 points just through bonus points. So yeah, I think bonus points is something we probably don't consider enough. Like players that are very good for bonus versus not so good. But I'm glad it was a useful little section. And a big shout out to Baker as well, because he's very good with these bonus points. Starksy says, hey Ross, does Trent Johnson and Solanke to Ryan Nuri, Salah and Archer sound worth it for free? Trent Johnson and Solanke to Nuri, Salah and Archer. Doesn't sound great. If that Archer was like Raul Jimenez, yeah, you're 0.1 off Strand Larsen. Oh, that's very, very, very tough. That's very tough. Because it's for free, I don't mind it. But it's just that forward putting me off. Like Trent and Johnson are great. Solanke, I understand wanting to sell, and I do understand wanting to get Salah. I think because you're looking to probably captain Salah, I would be okay making the moves. If you were still not planning on captaining him, I probably wouldn't make them. Hopefully that makes sense. Liam Wood says Saka, Havertz to Salah, Jimenez, Strand, Larson for a -4. Would I sell Saka and Havertz to Salah and Jimenez? I would go Saka, Havertz to Salah, Jimenez, and I'd be happy making those moves, yeah. What you have to accept is this is a season where you have to sell good assets to buy other good assets. There will be so many moves you make this year in particular that backfire more than usual. I can almost guarantee it because lots of assets are performing well. Lots of assets are good. So to get other good assets, you're going to have... Like, I'm selling this week Foden, Raya, and Solanke. Solanke's not been great in recent weeks, but those are 3 good assets. Like, that could backfire horribly. Could Raya keep a clean sheet? Yes. And could Foden and Solanke both get attacking returns? Absolutely they could. Like, these are going to be swingy weeks every single week this season, it feels like. Right. Let's have a look at... Oh, didn't mean to do that. Let's have a look at baseline bonus then. Is this one here? It's baseline bonus, isn't it? So baseline bonus, should we go per 90, high to low expected minutes players? And let's look at forwards at first from Gameweek 1 to 9. Okay, so by the way, if you want to check out Fantasy Football Hub and get access to all of this stuff, there is a link down below in the description, 7-day free trial and 30% off if you enjoy it as well. There's a link down below. So what I've done is I've hidden the low minutes players on their Opta stat section, and I've gone just forwards and sorted by baseline bonus. And Cunha is top with 14.75. So what baseline bonus is it looks at the amount of bonus points they accumulate in a given game when you remove those decisive actions like clean sheets, goals, and assists. So it's just looking at things like key passes, chances created, shots on target, fouls won, stuff like that contributes towards the bonus point system. So it removes the goals and assists. I think a forward gets 24 in the bonus points when they score a goal. So Cunha's baseline bonus is 14.75. If he gets 24 points for a goal, what you're telling me is in a given game, if Cunha scores 1 goal, he comes away with 38 in the bonus point system. If I go back over here, just to give you an example of what that looks like. So Cunha with 38. In most games, unless a player gets a brace, you can see here, Wood got a brace, so that's 60. But Vardy, 36. So he'd get full bonus in that game. In this game here, 28-22. He'd comfortably be top on bonus if he'd scored in that game. Even here, when multiple players are returning, he'd be right up there in the bonus points with only 1 goal. Obviously, in this game, you can see here, 44. He was so clear. Like, Ferguson and Welbeck both scored as well. Welbeck played most of the game, but Cunha's just so clear on bonus because his baseline bonus score is so good. In this game here, Gvardiol, 32. If Cunha had got the goal that Haaland did, he'd be very high on bonus points. So, baseline bonus is important because it basically means if Cunha gets an attacking return, he's getting basically full bonus, which is really, really nice. Ndai's got very good baseline bonus. The thing is, he just doesn't score very often. Raul Jimenez, very high for baseline bonus as well. 10 is still very good for a forward. And that was another reason that I like the idea of bringing in Raul Jimenez. If we just go down a little bit, Worcester's not bad, by the way, but he is this season, actually, down at 4. So Raul Jimenez just is better. If he gets an attack and return, he's more likely to come away with bonus points. When we look at midfielders, we had the chat around Mohamed Salah. Salah's very good for baseline bonus. So, where is Salah? Why is Salah not there? 14.89. Okay, so he's still not right high up there. That's interesting. I thought he was slightly higher. Saka's very good for baseline bonus. Do you know why Saka's good for baseline bonus? Because he creates 500 chances a game. It's why Saka often comes away with bonus. We've got Son, also very high in baseline bonus. Palmer, very high. And Burmo. These are why these assets are so good, because not only are they on pens, corners, free kicks, they're often getting good baseline bonus as well. And then Salah, you have to go a little bit lower, but is also very high in comparison to normal, 14.89. So it's not the only thing we look at, right, baseline bonus points, but it just gives you a bit of an indication of if a player's going to get a return, are they going to be good for bonus points? You can go through defenders and look for the same as well, but Gvardiol up there at 15.1 for baseline bonus. It's why he got 3 bonus points last week despite getting no attacking return. Feel free to go through, look for it yourself. But yeah, I think it's a useful little thing to just add to our analysis. But I like the fact that I've got Cunha and Raul Jimenez, because I think if they score goals, normally They will be pretty decent for bonus points. What is baseline bonus? I explained it like 3 minutes ago. If you just go back on the stream, just run back the last 5 minutes, and I went through what baseline bonus is and why it could be important. Don't want to repeat too much for those that were there the whole time. J'adore l'œuf. L'œuf? Is that an egg? Œuf. I think it's l'œuf. J'adore l'œuf. I think that is, I love the egg. I'll get the egg out for you because you said you love the egg. Big love, Ross. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. I appreciate you too. And I'm glad you like the egg. I don't know if you're saying the egg as in my egg or if you are just calling me the egg, but I appreciate you nonetheless. Nikhil says, mad love, Ross. Mad love to you. One of two options for me. Option A, Haaland and Mavididi out for Cunha and Salah. Or option B, Solanke for Cunha, then roll my other free transfer, Palmer captain. I mean, if it's for free, Haaland and Mavididi to Cunha and Salah is just an upgrade. I'd make that move. It just is. Listen, Haaland versus Salah is so close. It's going to be basically, it's a coin flip. I do not think there's much to separate Haaland and Salah at the moment. So I don't think that I would pivot from Haaland to Salah just for the sake of pivoting from Haaland to Salah. I don't think I would do that. But if you're telling me Haaland and Mavididi versus Cunha and Salah, Cunha is such a big upgrade on Mavididi that then becomes worth it for me. Mavididi's going to score now, isn't he? But just overall, that is a better combination. So yeah, I would make the move. Mr. Martin says, good day, mate. Good day, Mr. Martin. Finally got an excuse to get rid of Eze. Yeah, I can imagine it's nice to actually have that excuse. Got 7.5 to spend. Give me your 3 best replacements in ranked order for the next 2 game weeks. Playing my wild card in game week 12. So I need someone for the next 2. That's a good question. Let's go hub. Let's go fixture analyzer. And let's separate by the next 2. I mean, Brennan Johnson's still not a bad pick. James Maddison. It's a shame Wolves don't have any good midfielders. They don't, do they? Can't think of anyone. Because they've got, obviously, Crystal Palace and Southampton. Liverpool? Is there anyone you can afford at Liverpool? Not really that I'd want. Oh, I mean, there's not really many good options. Jared Bowen might not be an awful shout, you know. Forest away, Everton at home. Although Forest have been good defensively. Oh, there aren't really any great options, are there? Smith Rowe's not terrible. Brentford at home, Crystal Palace away. Oh, that is dire. I mean, maybe Garnacho. Chelsea at home, I could see them scoring. And then Leicester at home after that. Yeah, maybe Garnacho would be up there for me. I think he'll start the next 2. I believe Amorim could be in charge for this Leicester game, right? So I don't know how that might affect Garnacho's minutes, but I'd be very surprised if he doesn't start at least the Chelsea game. The options aren't great, are they? I'll be entirely honest. Hopefully that helped a little bit. But yeah, I'm not that keen on any of the options. Hi, Ross. -4 to replace Gabriel. No one to cover him. Leave it for now. I think Gabriel will start. Yeah, I think Gabriel will start. But yeah, let's see. We might get a team leak in the next... How long have we got? Hour and a half. We might get something. Good morning, bud. Are you planning on keeping Salah and Haaland indefinitely? Planning on pushing back the wildcard for as long as possible? Logic behind not starting Gabriel. I'm not keeping Haaland and Salah indefinitely. I could imagine that soon I'll pivot away from one of Haaland or Salah to Saka and then get a little bit more money invested back into my defence. So yeah, I don't think I'll keep the 3 most expensive premiums indefinitely, but if they continue to perform, then I might. I want Saka back in my team, ideally. But for the time being, I think I'm happy having Salah, Palmer and Haaland as the 3. Logic behind not starting Gabriel. I want to start Aït-Nouri and Leif Davis because they are fun picks that I enjoy owning. And I've spoken about before that FPL is as much about fun as it is doing well. And for me, I just love the pair of them. Like I look at Leif Davis and Aït-Nouri and it makes me smile. It gets me excited for the games. I just like the pair of them. So I want to start them. So it's probably between Gabriel and Lewis for me as to who to bench. I just think given that Gabriel's a slight doubt, it might be that Gabriel starts, Arsenal are 1 or 2-0 up and Gabriel comes off. But then he'd probably come off around 65, 70, wouldn't he? Which is probably perfect for him. I think Newcastle score as well for what it's worth. There's not much logic behind it. Gabriel will probably score a bullet header and keep a clean sheet. It is what it is. Start Savio or Mavididi. Oh, Mavididi. Savio's not going to play, is he? he's got an injury. I don't think he was fully ruled out, but I'd be surprised. I'd just play Mavadidi in this case. Sell Solanke to Cunha, free transfer. Yeah, for free. Solanke to Cunha is lovely. I like it. Good morning, Ross. No Salah then. Good luck, mate. I'm bringing Salah in for Foden. Yeah, I think I'll bring Salah in for Foden. So I will own Salah. And it'll probably have the armband as well. Good morning, Ross. Would you do a -4 to do Foden and Watkins to Salah and Cunha? No. Oh, would I? You look super tired. Are you close to falling asleep? Your eyes look so tired there. Foden and Watkins to Salah and Cunha for a -4. What do you think, Pickle? Foden and Watkins to Salah and Cunha for a hit. I'm going to say, if you're captaining Salah, yes. Yeah. If you're not that sure, you're happy captaining Haaland, no. Because I think Foden, I do think could do well, but Watkins, I'd bet a large amount of money it'll get at least a big chance in the game. I'm not saying it'll definitely take it, but I think it'll get chances. Yeah, for captaincy, it might be worth it. If you're not going to captain Salah, I would just keep Foden and Watkins. Hopefully that helps, Darshil. And thank you for being a member for 34 months, almost 3 years. Madness. Mark says, thanks for all the content, Ross. You are more than welcome, Mark. Thank you for the super chat. Foden, Havertz, Gabriel. Okay. To Salah, Cunha, 8 Nuri. 3 free transfers. It's nice. Or Foden, Havertz to Saka, Cunha and keep Gabriel. I'm keeping Haaland and Palmer. I'm going to say exactly what I just said to Darshil. If you want to captain Salah, make the first 3 moves. Salah, Cunha, 8 Nuri. If you don't want to captain Salah or you think Haaland is a perfectly viable alternative, I would probably just do the Foden, Havertz to Saka, Cunha moves. It all comes down to captaincy. That's how I'm deciding on the premiums at the moment. Do I have that graphic, actually? Let me have a look. What's this going to come up with? No, they're the press conference updates. Let me get the... Actually, is it here? Yes, here we go. Captaincy rotations. We spoke about this. Harry says, Haaland out, Salah in, help, love you. Is Harry not streaming right now? Or is he just dropped in my stream to super chat and then he's still streaming? Yeah, he is. Why is he super chatting in my stream? Answer your own question, Harry. To answer your question, Haaland out, Salah in. Yes, do it. Get it done, I know. So, sorry, captaincy rotation. If you think that Salah is the best captain in 2 of the next 3 weeks, which you could argue he is, this week Brighton at home, game week 12, Southampton away, then I think you buy Salah. If you don't, like let's say you think Haaland's perfectly good this week, and in game week 12 you would either captain Palmer against Leicester or Haaland against Spurs, because in game week 11 you could just captain Haaland against Brighton as well. I would only bring Salah in if you think he's the best captain in 12 and probably 10. And I think I'm leaning that way myself. And in all honesty, I could see myself giving him the armband next week, given that he's playing at home again. That's where I'm leaning at the moment. But yeah, I don't see... We speak about this before, but I don't see the desire to bring in Salah. If you're not going to captain him in any of the next 3, it's just like, why sell Haaland in that case? For what it's worth, I think it's incredibly close. I really do. Yeah. Jesus, Leicester away. Oh, Leicester away. Still tempting, though. What, in game week 12? Yeah. To be fair, actually, chat, that's a good one. I need to run a captaincy poll. Who are you captaining in game week 12? Is it, if you have Salah? Is it Southampton away for Salah or Leicester away for Palmer? Let me know. But anyway, the point of this captaincy rotation is to just show you, you're not going to captain... That's a lie. I wouldn't say, if I look at the next 10 game weeks, that Haaland is the standout captain in any of the next 10. He's just not. This week, it's close. In 15, he's got Crystal Palace away. It's close with Salah. In 18, he's got Everton at home, but Salah's got Leicester at home. Palmer's got Fulham at home. Saka's got Ipswich at home. By the way, look how good those fixtures are for the premiums in that week. And then game week 19, he's got Leicester away, but Palmer's got Ipswich away. He's just not the standout captain in any of them. But on the flip side, could you captain him in every single one of those? He's Erling Haaland playing for Man City, so you could. But I think that is the justification to move Haaland on, is that I don't look at any of those weeks and go, I'd be terrified not having Haaland, other than maybe game week 19 against Leicester away. But that's so far in the distance, you could just buy him back. Cunha captain in game week 11. I'll tell you what, if Wolves look good, we'll discuss it. It's a possibility. It really is. I'm going without Salah. Wish me luck. Yeah, Pickle's deciding to opt. So if you want a different alternative, FPL Pickle, my girlfriend, and she's very good at FPL, is choosing not to sell Haaland for Salah. So she's just going to keep Haaland. And I like it. Haaland isn't all...
I have got Saka, by the way. I've got Palmer, Saka.
Yeah, Palmer, Saka, Haaland. And
I still have 3 premiums, but yeah, it's not worth it for me right now.
I respect it. I don't think anyone would be massively shocked if I said in the next 3 weeks, Haaland scores more goals and more points than Mohamed Salah. You'd say, yeah, fair, selling Haaland. Watkins and Eze to Rao and Salah for a -4. I have Haaland still. Yeah, I would do that, Mohamed. Also, namesake as well, right? Got to bring in Mo. I love Salah, man. I can't. I wanted to make the transfers last night because I just love him. I just want to look at him in my team again. I just miss him. Like I said, I captained him in every game week for the first 6. I miss him. Come back to me, Mo. I think he's my favourite FPL player of all time. Actually, is he? I do love Alexander Isak after last season. Who's my favourite? Chat, who is your favourite FPL player of all time? I need to do that captaincy poll. Oh my God, my ADHD. Game week 10 captaincy poll. Who is your favourite? Is that your dog in the back? You better not be talking about my girlfriend, bruv. Don't know. He said, is that your dog in the back? My dog don't talk. I don't even have a dog. Can you not woof? That doesn't help. The meat shoot. Oh my God. Pookie.
Yeah, I saw Pookie. I was like, what?
I love Timu Pookie. Solly March. Chris Wood. Oh, I hate Chris Wood.
I miss Solly March so much.
Sadio Mane. Great shout. Raul Jimenez. Raul Jimenez at Wolves was elite. Thierry Henry. Aguero. Yeah, we're throwing it back now. Easily Foden. I'll tell you what, Foden would be up there for me.
Yeah, Foden.
Alexis Sanchez at Arsenal. Yeah. Not at Man United. Hazard. Great shout. Mahrez. I'll tell you what, Harry Kane, when he first came into the Prem, was a good shout. Well, he's like 4.5 million in that first season for Spurs, wasn't he? Lacazette. Oh, I owned Lacazette for some good games, actually. Corey, let's have some throwbacks. Yeah, Luis Suarez has to be up there for a lot of people if you played then. Leighton Baines. Leighton Baines was he 7 mil? 7.5 mil? God, these are some great shouts. Bamford. Love Bamford as well. Marcus Alonso. John Lundstrom. Stuart Dallas. These are some great shouts. Right, let me run this captaincy poll. Stop distracting me, chat. Right, captaincy poll. Salah against Brighton. Haaland against Bournemouth. Or Palmer against Man United, or other. Right, there's a captaincy poll coming your way in the chat. Make sure to vote on it. I think it's going to be very close. I ran a poll on Twitter, and do you know what? We can actually check in on the results.
I'm a bit tempted by Palmer, but I think I'll just stick with Haaland.
I miss Solly March, man, says Jim. Yeah, I didn't actually own Solly March. Actually, that's a lie. No, I didn't.
No, you didn't?
I owned McAllister and Matoma in that season.
You always had Matoma over...
I had McAllister the entire season, pretty much.
I had McAllister and March. You had...
McAllister and Matoma, yeah.
I never had Matoma. I always had March.
I want to get in... That was such a good season when we had the Brighton 3 mids that were all performing well. I want to get in Salah, have 3 free transfers, and we'll have to use all of them. Yep, I'm going to do the same. Is this a good idea? Johnson, Martinelli to Salah Dibbling and Edison to Sanchez. It's basically the moves it's similar-ish to the moves I'm making. Johnson, I don't love the idea of selling ahead of Ipswich, but the idea of getting rid of Martinelli and Edison, I don't mind either of those. I would do it. Yeah, I would do it. I'd do it, Khan. I like those transfers. Bob says, what conditions would make it okay to do Haaland and Semenyo to Salah and Cunha/Rao for a -4? What conditions? The condition would be captaining Salah. Again, it's not the be-all and end-all with the transfer, but if you're telling me you're pivoting from Haaland to Salah this week and it's taken a hit, you've got to think that Salah is not comfortably the best captain, but quite a bit better. Because if you think Haaland and Salah is really close, you're already taking a hit. The thing is, though, Semenyo to Cunha is just an upgrade, isn't it? Like overall. I would say I'm pretty comfortable doing that as long as you really do feel like Salah is a better captain than Haaland. If you're not sure, maybe you don't. I have your team plus Trent and I'm chasing my mini league. I'd love to have Trent in my team. Wow. Yeah, Trent's baller. Mark says, Raya, Fabianski, Porro, Lewis, Mikalenko, Aina, Gabriel. Okay, nice. Son, Mbermo, Foden, Rogers, Semenyo, Wood, Haaland, Rao. 1 free transfer, 0.8 in the bank. What should I do and start who? I mean, out of your attackers, you bench Semenyo. Out of your defenders, you bench... Oh, that's a tough one, actually, with your defence. That's a really tough one. Wow. That is a very... Oh, goodness me. I'd probably bench Ola Aina and Gabriel. I'd start Porro, Lewis, Mikalenko, probably. Bench-wise on your keeper, I think I'd start Raya. What transfers you... I don't think you need to make a transfer there. I'd probably leave it. So no transfer, and then that would be what I'd do with your benchmark. SK says, I took out Haaland a couple of weeks ago. Helps so much with the squad. This week, my mids and forwards are in Burmo, Palmer, Salah, Garnacho, Son, Solanke, Cunha. Very nice. Yeah, you can do a lot if you take out Erling Haaland, but you also don't have Erling Haaland. So, and I know full well what that feels like at points. It can be horrible. It can also pay off. Most people that have gone without Haaland all season are ranked in the top 100k. Because you probably captain the likes of Saka for his 16-pointer. You probably captain Salah in a lot of his weeks. You might have gone for Burmo last week. So, yeah, no Haaland has worked overall. I feel like you've got to stick with it if you go no Haaland. My mistake with no Haaland was not sticking with no Haaland. Like, you've got to really just stick with it and trust the process. Good morning, Ross. Good morning, Paul. Thoughts on these transfers? Foden to Salah, Gabriel to Konate, Raya to Sanchez, Delap to Cunha. Yes, I'm captaining Salah all for a -4. Yeah, that's just a massive upgrade. To only take a -4 to do those 4 transfers, I would do it. I mean, I'm selling Foden and Gabriel. I don't love selling the two of them, but overall, that is a big set of upgrades. Paul, I would go for it. Saka to Salah, -4. Is it worth it? I'll lean towards saying no, but once again, if you're really wanting to captain him, then I would probably get the move done. Right, I want to show you the captaincy poll quickly on Twitter, because it will have more votes, won't it? We've got the captaincy poll in the stream, so make sure to vote on that. But yeah, there'll just be more votes on this one. So we've had 8,000 votes, 47.1% Haaland, 41.7% Salah. So there's like 5% basically between the two of them. It's going to be a really swingy week. I hope it's not, but I can imagine that it will be a really big swing. And that's why I want to have both, because then the swing is at least reduced, because I'll at least get the points from the other one if I get it wrong. In the stream, the stream poll is like identical. 48% Haaland, 42% Salah. So yeah, if you want to be protecting your rank and going for the most highly owned, Haaland is going to be much more highly owned when you take into account captaincy as well. Salah's not going to be a differential by any means, but it will be more of a differential captaincy than Haaland. Wildcard without Haaland, please. Go and watch my Gameweek preview video earlier in the week, and then come back to the stream after. But yeah, earlier in the week I did a wildcard draft without Haaland, and it wouldn't have changed much at all. So yeah, just search for my Gameweek preview video. Go and watch that. I did about halfway through the video. There's a Gameweek 10 wildcard draft, and it doesn't have Haaland in it. Is Frosty captaining Palmer again?
I don't know, so I'm asking him.
He probably is. Hello, Mr. Raptor. Hope you're well. Shall I start Rodgers or Dallo? Definitely Rodgers. And I am well, thank you. Your team is so easy to roll this week, mate. I could do, but I'm not going to. I've already made one transfer, which was buy Raul Jimenez for Solanke, so I can't roll all of my transfers. No, I want to buy Salah. It could backfire horribly, but I want to.
It sounds weird, but I'm kind of glad you're selling Salah, because I hate the blue strip down your...
She's selling Foden, do you mean?
Yeah, sorry. But I meant buying Salah, not selling Salah.
Oh, I did that blue strip deliberately.
Yeah, I know. I just don't like it.
Okay, you want me to interrupt that?
Yeah.
I don't know how long to leave my transfers.
I'm not going to do much anyway, but I'm waiting for Gabriel news.
Yeah, let's see if we get any Gabrielle news.
I think I will just start Rodgers, you know.
Who is Pickle captaining? She's captaining Haaland, but she doesn't have Salah, so...
Oh, I'm kind of tempted to go Palmer, but because of the new manager thing, I probably...
Frosty said, I was going to captain Palmer, but ETH sacking put a spanner to that. Now looking to triple captain Haaland with all last week's triple captainers transferring him out. It would be classic if Haaland goes and grabs like 2 or 3 goals this week when loads of people have sold him after triple captaining him.
Lovely.
I am captaining McNeil, vice captaining Gvardiol. Dear Lord, John. There's differential and then there's that. Good luck. I hope it goes terribly for you because I don't have McNeil or Gvardiol.
Yeah, the thing is, I probably will bench McNeil now.
Salah 6 double-digit hauls this season. Why do you not own him, Ross?
He is soon.
You've either not been watching the stream or you're just a troll. I owned him for the first 6, in which I captained him in all 6, which was most of his... 4 of his double-digit hauls came in that time, and I'm buying him this week. So you'll struggle to find someone that likes Salah more than I do as a non-Liverpool fan. I'm a Man United fan, and I love Salah. So when are we seeing Pickle Times Raptor stream instead of hearing her from the cave? You tell me. Have 2 free transfers. Trossard and Vardy to Wink? Is that Winks? And Wissa now or next game week. This is part of the plan to fund Salah for game week 11/12. Trossard and Vardy. I don't know that I'd sell Vardy this week. I'd give Vardy one more. Doesn't get much better than the fixture he's got this week. Yeah, I'd make the move next week, I think. Especially Wissa's got Fulham. Now, do I expect Brentford to score? Yes, and Wissa's could possibly be involved in that, but Fulham are a very decent defence. What made you choose Rao over Wissa? 2 things. I can't afford the moves I want to make if I go for Wissa, because he's 6 million. Rao, when I bought Rao, was 5.7, so there was 0.3 between them. But also, I just think the fixtures over the next 3 are better for Rao. They're not bad for Wissa, by the way, but they're just marginally better for Raul Jimenez for me. I also do think that Raul Jimenez takes the next penalty for Fulham. That's my guess. Chances to have leaks from Arsenal. 40 to 50% likelihood. It is possible. It has happened, but they are also very, very tight on leaks. Let's see. A couple of people leaked that Gabriel trained with the squad yesterday. So if that's true, he's got a very good chance of playing, you'd imagine. If I had to guess now, I'd say Gabriel starts today, but I don't know. Start one of Onana or Henderson? I think they both concede, probably. I would go Henderson. McNeil, Greaves, Wood, and Gabby flagged. 1 free transfer roll. I think McNeil could play. Wood will be fine. I think Gabby will play. Yeah, I think you're probably fine to roll. I think at least 2 of the 4 there play and start. Probably 3. It's been leaked that Gabriel travelled by someone reliable. I've seen a couple of people say Gabriel travelled, but I've not seen it from an account where I'm like, yeah, I definitely trust that. I just want to make my transfers. Come on, deadline. Let me make my transfers. Swing around quickly. Would Cunha Rao rank them? I would say Cunha Rao Wood. Do you know what? I might have that graphic. One sec. Is it... Do I have it still? Oh, I don't think I do. Don't worry. Don't have it. I had a graphic. On my deadline decisions video, I ranked the cheap forwards. Yeah, for the next few, I think it's Cunha, Rao, Wood. In the long term, Wood's probably better than the pair of them, but just fixtures-wise, I prefer the fixtures for the other 2. Sammy says, is Watkins a sell in for 2 free transfers? What does that mean? Is Watkins a sell in for 2 free transfers? Might wait till next week to get Salah by downgrading Trent and selling Johnson and Watkins. I wouldn't sell Watkins this week. Like I said, I think Watkins will have an absolute field day against that Spurs defence. No Van der Ven and possibly no Romero. That's a Watkins monster haul, if I've ever seen one. Yeah, I wouldn't be selling Watkins this week. I actually think Watkins is a decent captaincy shout.
Oh, is this game on TV?
Should be.
Oh, yay. I want to watch it.
Yeah, it's 2 p.m. kickoff tomorrow.
Okay, cool.
So we've got Villa at 2 and then Man United at 4:30. So we can watch the 2 best teams in the league. Frosty, regarding Watkins and McNeil versus Rodgers, isn't there chatter around Basuma and Sarr/Bentancur starting and Maddison being dropped? Maybe. I didn't hear that, but maybe. Might make them better defensively, even with Van der Ven and possibly Romero out. Yes and no. It gives them less control. Maddison's very good at holding the ball. I just don't think people realise Romero would be more of a worry for me. Van der Ven is an issue in terms of the transition and the counter-attack. Romero's a monster of a defender. I think if he's out, if they've got no Van der Ven and Romero, that is a disaster for them. But yeah, I do agree that if that is true, possibly it makes them a little bit stronger. Don't get pickle rattled again. Yeah, sorry. Thoughts on Buonanotte? Yeah, really like him at that cheap price. He's probably, after Rodgers, my favourite cheap midfielder. I did discuss the possibility, if I decided I didn't want Salah this week, which I think I am now, I would sell Dibbling for Buonanotte and just give me a better 8th attacker. Why Foden? Foden's going to be sold for me, but I think Foden's fine. As long as Foden plays, he's always good. Aït-Nouri for Porro or Robinson? I'd be tempted to hold on to Robinson for his price. If I was going to sell one, it'd be Porro, but I don't know that I'd want to sell Porro ahead of the Ipswich game. That could be a massive score. Guys, ask him about Mateus Nunes. Yeah, honestly, a decent pick. He should continue to start with all of the issues that they've got. Not particularly expensive. The fixtures aren't really there for City, though. And he is a transfer waiting to happen. He won't continue starting every game for the foreseeable future. Posh says, start Dallo or Davis. Both probs concede, right? Yeah, but Davis probably has a better chance for a clean sheet. And I also think he's slightly more attacking than Dallo. I would probably lean towards starting Davis ahead of Dallo myself. If Gabriel starts, start him over Ola Aina. I think that's very close, but yeah, I might marginally lean towards starting Gabriel ahead of Ola Aina. Just about. It's very close. Welbeck to a 4.5 or Trent to Ryan Aït-Nouri in order to enable Eze to Saka for a -4. I don't like either of those massively. I wouldn't want to sell Welbeck ahead of Game Week 12 run and beyond. But Trent to Aït-Nouri is a massive downgrade. As good as Aït-Nouri is, Trent is Trent. I would lean towards saying Trent to Ryan Aït-Nouri is a slightly better move because I'd want to hold on to Welbeck myself. Got a benching headache. Bench one of Rodgers, Smith-Rowe or Cunha. You can't bench Cunha, I don't think. Rodgers or Smith-Rowe. I'd bench... Would I? I think I'd bench Rodgers and start Smith-Rowe. But that's a very close one. I think Cunha's the one that I would definitely start. I just like the fact that he's probably on pens. His minutes are very good. He's on set pieces as well. Yeah, I would probably start Cunha and Smith-Rowe if it was me. But I can understand if you'd rather start Rodgers than Smith-Rowe. Nitin says, would you do McNeil to Garnacho on a free? The doubts around McNeil's fitness attempt to me, but also wondering if it would be smarter to see Amorim's preferred team before moving for United players. I think you've answered your own question there. Yeah, I would probably be more tempted to wait now. Because I've seen some people suggest that we might see Bruno Fernandes play as one of the front three as a slightly more inverted sort of inside forward, which only leaves one spot then available for the likes of Rashford. I think Amad Diallo will suit Amorim's system a lot more than Garnacho. So does that mean Garnacho's benched? Maybe. Or does it mean Garnacho's played as more of like that left wing back kind of role or right wing back kind of role? Maybe. I do have doubts around how we're going to line up under Amorim. So I would probably keep McNeil. The issue is only if you've got a decent first sub. Because if McNeil doesn't play and you've got like no one coming on, then it might just be worth moving. Stevie Boy says, DCL or Solanke, Semenyo or Rodgers, sell to. I'd sell Solanke ahead of Calvert-Lewin. And I'd sell Semenyo ahead of Rodgers. Start Robinson versus Brentford or Rodgers versus Spurs. I'd start Rodgers ahead of Robinson. I think Robinson probably concedes. Hold it. Would you start McNeil or Winks? Definitely McNeil. Definitely McNeil. Maddison or Archer? Well, if there are rumours going around that Maddison might not start, probably Archer. Doku's Instagram says he's starting. Really? In that case, I wouldn't buy Mateus Nunes then. Probably won't start. If Doku's starting. I mean, I can't verify what that person said, but... Bench one of Aina, Porro and Lewis. Probably bench Ola-Aina there of the three. I could see West Ham scoring. And he doesn't seem to have that much attacking threat this season. Ross, do you think the way is no premium defenders? You get to have more premium attackers, and the premium defenders haven't been much better than the budget defenders, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't think... like I don't think I want to get that confused with like no money in the defense. Like I think the likes of Kanate could be really good value. So yes, I do think at the moment I also like Gvardiol though, and I do like Gabriel. I think probably one premium defender is the best way, just to have that in place because then you can pivot. Like let's say Trent goes on a monstrous run now, Gabriel to Trent's not that hard to do. Let's say Gvardiol continues to look good. I can do that. If Porro looks good, I can do that. I think having one premium defender, just in terms of flexibility, is probably the way. But yeah, I'm not sure that I would desperately want 2+ premium defenders now. As you say, they're just not really doing it as much. -4, Robertson out or start Vandenberg, 0 in the bank. I would just start Vandenberg. I mean, you could start Robertson. Robertson could start this game. But yeah, if you want to just... I wouldn't take a -4 to remove Robertson this week. Start Dibbling or Semenyo and start Aina or Gabriel. I'd probably start Semenyo ahead of Dibbling. And I'd probably start Gabriel ahead of Aina. So yeah, Semenyo and Gabriel. I just don't like... Dibbling's not particularly good from an FPL perspective, is he? I know he's got an attacking return this season, but he's a good player. He's just not doing it from an FPL perspective. His minutes also don't seem to be perfect either. Play Gabriel Robertson or Semenyo and Mads. I don't even know what that question is, Mickey. Play Gabriel Robertson or Semenyo and Mads starts. I don't even know. I'd play Gabriel over Robertson if that's the question. And Semenyo versus Maddison, if that's the other question, I would start Maddison still. I don't even know if that was the question, sorry. Jason, Solanke to Wood/Rao for a -4. No. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't take a -4 to remove Solanke. As much as I was happy to get rid of him, it was for free, so it's different. I may have read too much into it, but Main Road's reply to your tweet last night seemed quite cryptic regarding Lewis. Anything in it? I didn't even see that you replied to much. Let me have a look. What did I tweet about Lewis? Oh, was it when I tweeted about which defenders to start? Let me have a look. Oh. I don't know what that... Let's see if the chat can decipher it. I tweeted, I need to bench one of these. And Main Road, who gets all of the City leaks, tweeted this. What's the context? What does this mean? Is he saying that he thinks Lewis might get benched? What does that mean? Please decipher it, chat. I could just DM him. Should I just DM him? It's a loud siren. Let me drop him a cheeky DM, see if he knows anything. I'll let you know. I will tell him that I'm live streaming, so only to tell me stuff if he knows something. Main Road. Does your reply to my tweet mean anything regarding... Sorry, chat, 2 seconds. Just finding out if we can find any information. There you go. I've DM'd. I will let you know how it goes. My initial feeling was that it means Lewis was starting. Okay. I mean, I'd be surprised if he's not starting. Bro types rapid. I do type rapid. It's because I'm always at my computer, spamming the keyboard. Good morning, Ross. Would you sell Porro to a 4.3 defender to enable Eze to Saka? Cheers, mate. There aren't any good 4.3 defenders, though, are there? I'd be hesitant. Can you get to Son for the next 2 and then think about it after that? I'd be hesitant to do it, but at the same time, getting Saka for Eze is a massive upgrade. Depending on the rest of your defense, I would do it if you can just bench that defender for the foreseeable future. What's your WPM? I actually don't know. I'll do it and I'll let you know at some point. Chris says, planning on rolling so that I have 2 frees next week. This will allow me to sell Haaland and bring in Salah, but there are so many players I'm desperate to get in this week that I could do. Yeah, there's always that battle, isn't there, Chris? Like, do you move now? Do you wait? In hindsight, it will be very obvious. Anderson is 4.3 million. Okay. Not the greatest fixtures, though, after the next few. Maybe you could just go for Anderson. Gabriel to Trent, Foden to Saka, Solanke to Real, -8. I love the moves, but not for a -8, Tom. I wouldn't make them. But I do like the moves overall, but only if it was for free. AG has been a member for 35 months. Thank you so much. Hey, Ross, start Gabriel or sell him for 8 Nuri. I'd probably just start Gabriel. If you've got loads of free transfers and you could do something with the money, then go for it. Would you still play Fab instead of Raya if you had Wood? I would start Raya ahead of Fabianski. I'm not starting Fabianski ahead of Raya. I'm planning on selling Raya for Sanchez. So I'm starting Fabianski ahead of Sanchez, I think. But if I was just keeping Raya, I think I'd start Raya ahead of Fabianski. Yeah, people keep referring to this tweet. Let's have a look for it. Apparently FPL Focal retweeted it. So I'll just search for Focal. Apparently Gabriel did travel. Reported by someone that's fairly reliable. This guy. I don't know how reliable he is. Never seen anything from him before. Con Harrison. Seems to be fairly respectable. Says Gabriel has travelled with the Arsenal squad ahead of the game versus Newcastle tomorrow. By all accounts, it looks very likely that Gabriel is gonna start. But I can't confirm that, sadly. Gvardiol news. I feel like if Gvardiol was out, we'd know by now. I've also seen a few Man City accounts that sometimes get slight inside info predicting a Gvardiol start. I think Gvardiol's probably okay, but I don't know that. Maybe the first name Con isn't the best sign. This is true. Best midfielder under 7.1. None of them. I genuinely dislike all of the cheap midfielders at the moment. Genuinely no idea. Chat, who do we like for cheap midfielders? I don't like any of them. Could even end up being like a Madueke. Might be a better one long term. I'm not a big fan of them. Brennan Johnson, maybe. Smith Rowe, maybe. Bowen's more expensive than that. Garnacho, yeah, but we've spoken about, I don't know, under Amorim. Rodgers, yeah, maybe just go all the way down to Rodgers. It's just dire, isn't it? When you look at all of the forwards, Rao, Cunha, Wissa, Wood, Welbeck, João Pedro is coming back. Like, I'd much rather all of those cheap forwards. It's, again, further justification to sell Haaland to Salah is that there aren't many good cheap midfielders, but there are lots of good cheap forwards. MN Chuckster says, hi, Greaves/DCL to 8 Nuri/Cunha. That feels great. Or hold DCL this week and move for Cunha next week. Also, by the way, Dubrovnik was excellent. Oh, yeah, you said you'd let me know. Okay. Dubrovnik was excellent. Sunny the whole weekend. Even took a quick dip in the sea. The old town is gorgeous, so can only recommend. Go to Dubrovnik. I like that a lot. Thank you for letting us know. In terms of Greaves DCL to 8 Nuri Cunha, if it's for free, I'd get it done. I do agree, though, that you could hold off on the DCL to Cunha move for 1 week. So if it's for a hit, no. If it's for free, yes. I'd get it done. I don't think Garnacho fits Amorim's tactic. He will prefer Rashford and Fernandes and rotate with Ahmad and Garnacho. I do worry slightly. Like, the more I look into Amorim's like philosophy and tactics, Ahmad seems far more suited. But the thing is, Garnacho's such a baller. I would hate to see him come out the 11. I don't know. I feel like he's going to absolutely love Rasmus. Højlund's going to have a field day. I just think he's exactly what he's looking for. Start Gabriel, Ruben Diaz, both flagged. Gabriel. Haaland to Cunha, Smith Rowe to Salah captain, -4. Haaland to Cunha, Smith Rowe. I think Haaland and Smith Rowe is as good as Cunha and Salah, and you're taking a hit to do it. I would only do that if you think that Salah is a much better captaincy option this week. I'm not going to decide that for you. You decide that yourself. But I think Haaland and Smith Rowe this week are as good as Cunha and Salah. Smith Rowe's got a great fixture. Best sub £5.3 million midfielder. Probably Buonanotte. Because Rodgers is 5.4 now, isn't he? Or 5.5? Yeah, probably Buonanotte. I'm getting rid of Haaland as it allows me to get a midfield of Salah, Saka, Palmer, and Burmo Foden. Wow. It's been amazing supporting you these 2 years, Ross. Thank you, Rishi, for being a member for 24 months. I appreciate you so much. And also, that is a lovely midfield. Best of luck for this week. I hope Foden blanks for you, though. Sorry, because I'm going to sell him. Is Son starting? I'd be very surprised if he doesn't, based on everything we've heard so far. So yeah, I'd be pretty comfortable that Son starts. Why is Gabriel benched? Because I do what I want. You know? Okay. Main Road is going to tweet soon about some Man City team news. I don't think there's anything that will massively affect our decisions. He's asked me not to say anything because he's going to tweet it soon. If he doesn't tweet it, then I'll tell you because I don't want to. It's nothing that would affect my decision, so don't worry too much. But look out for Main Road's Twitter soon. Would you do Solanke to Cunha this game week? For free, yes. For a hit, no. By the way, Solanke, he's not been good. 2 shots in the last 3 Premier League games. 3 shots in the last 4 games, if you include the game against City as well. A man that isn't shooting for 7.6 million just isn't a good FPL asset. But could he score in the next 2 games? Yes. So you're selling Solanke knowing that he is still a decent forward and he can still score goals. Are you actually playing Fabianski over Raya, or is that just because of the moves you're making? No, I'm not going to have... Do you know what? I mean, this is just... Everyone's getting so upset about this situation. Let me do this until I sell Raya. There you go. I'm going to sell Raya, but just so that people aren't upset. There you go for the time being. I'm just literally like every third message is, why are you starting Fabianski over Raya? Shazam says, member for 14 months firstly, thank you so much. Bench 1, chicken tikka, chicken sarg, or mixed meat jalfrezi. We had an Indian basically 2 nights in a row because we had leftovers. I just love Indian food. It's just so good. Chicken tikka is a classic. Don't bench chicken tikka. Chicken sarg. Is that even a thing?
Yeah, spinach.
I've had sagaloo. Sagaloo.
Yeah, sagaloo, yeah.
I've had sarg paneer. I've not had chicken sarg. I wouldn't bench chicken sarg. I would bench mixed... No, I'd play the bench boost.
Yeah, me too.
I'd play the bench boost. Thank you, by the way, Shazam. I appreciate you very much. Play the bench boost. What? That's pretty funny. Konya said, why are you starting Raya over Fabianski? Piss off. I do what I want. No, like I said, I'm going to sell Raya this week, which is why that's the situation. DCL to Cunha and bench Johnson, Rogers, Vardy, or bench DCL? None of the above. I'd bench Rogers. And I would start, I would start DCL this week. I know, but it's Southampton. I think DCL scores this week. Tyler says, hi Ross, hope you're well. Henderson, Gabriel, Lewis, Davis, Rogers, Saka, Palmer, Mbermo, DCL, Haaland, Solanke. 0.2 in the bank, 4 free transfers. Any suggestions, please? The only thing that I can think of really when I look at that team is just sell Solanke for someone that you think is better this week. Raul Jimenez, Cunha, Wissa. I think they're all better picks. And because you've got 4 free transfers, not that bad. Unless you just think Solanke's still a great pick, in which case you keep him. Other than that, you could roll. You could roll and get to 5 free transfers, Tyler. Villa says, hey Ross, start 2 of McNeil, Rogers, Johnson. Plan was Johnson to Palmer game week 12, but feels too patient. I have no Wolves or transfer out McNeil, Rogers. I mean, seeing as your name is Villa, I feel like you've got to start Rogers there. But I would start Rogers and Johnson and bench McNeil.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to embrace the game.
Yeah, and start Rogers.
Yeah, like
Okay.
Solanke's been bin up. There's no Van der Ven. I'll
Yeah.
put Rogers in. I can just...
I would start Rogers and Johnson. Hope for a lot of goals in that game and bench McNeil. Bruce Lee says Rogers, Jebison and Haaland for Saka, Cunha and Raul for free. Yeah. Yeah, that feels like a nice set of upgrades. It means I don't have to play Rogers. I mean, I also don't mind playing Rogers, in all honesty. But yeah, that set of moves, Saka, Cunha, Raul in, I like that a lot. Yeah, I would go for it, Bruce Lee. Connell says, hey, mate, love from Perth, Australia. Big love. Thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate you. Wood to Cunha, Robin / Guardiola to 8 Nuri. No, I wouldn't sell Wood for Cunha, and I wouldn't sell Robinson Guardiola for 8 Nuri. All of those sound bad to me. I would just roll the transfer. Start Harwood Bellis or Keane or Gabriel. Gabriel. I don't think you can start Keane or Harwood Bellis ahead of Gabriel. Ross, who is the best 4.5 defender? Nelson Semedo? Maybe. I think 8 Nuri is 4.6 now, right? Nelson Semedo's not a bad shout. Dawson? I'd be tempted by another Wolves defender. They don't have the same level of attacking threat, though. But Semedo does bomb forward quite a lot. Let's go Semedo. Yeah, why not? He is still starting, isn't he? Let me just double check that before I tell you a terrible player to bring in. I think he's been getting 90 minutes most weeks, if I'm correct. Yeah, there you go. 90 minutes in every game since Game Week 5. 76 and 74 the two before that. Yeah. I'd buy Nelson Semedo. Why not? Be a lovely little differential. If 8 Nuri blanks and Semedo gets an attacking return, that's wonderful. Obviously, if you can get to 8 Nuri, he's a standout option, but he's not 4.5. Sam says, on holiday to New York, saw a giant mural of the Egyptian king, transferred him in on the spot. You love to see it. You love to see it. Hey, Ross, start Semenyo or Rodgers? I'd start Rodgers. Hey, Ross, concluded on keeping Haaland. I will be keeping Haaland, KG, yeah. I do think there is justification, though, and plenty of it, to pivot from Haaland to Salah if that's your only route. But I can buy Salah without selling Haaland, so I'm in a slightly unique position, I think. Not everyone will be able to do that because of the way that the funds are allocated. Savinho to Buonanotte for a -4 or play Garnacho. I'd play Garnacho. Yeah, I like Buonanotte. Buonanotte captain, by the way, you've said there. Jesus Christ. I wouldn't do that. If you want to captain him, go for it. No, I just play Garnacho. George says, good morning, Ross. Congrats on the Man United collaboration. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Got a defence of Gabriel, Gvardiol, Van der Ven, Van den Berg, and Konsa. If no leaks, would you use a free transfer on Van der Ven or risk playing 3 of those and roll the transfer, so having 2 in Game Week 11? I would make the move if you can get to 8 Nuri. If you can't, I'd probably risk it because I don't think there are many standout options for me at that cheaper price. But if you can do Van der Ven to 8 Nuri, that would be very tempting. Ryan says, thoughts on Gabriel out for a hit to 8 Nuri and Jimenez? Who are you selling to get to Jimenez, though? I mean, overall, I don't love the idea of taking out Gabriel for a hit when he's such a great long-term hold. But 8 Nuri and Jimenez are great transfers in. I'd need to see the rest of your team. I would say that I'm less keen on taking a defender out for a hit than other players. Jimenez is great, though. It's one of those, Ryan, if you feel like it's a good move, I would go for it. I just think I'd be hesitant to take Gabriel out for a hit. Unless we get a leak in the next 40 minutes or so that he's not going to start, which I don't think we'll get. I don't think we'll get a leak, but if we do, I think it will be that he's starting, would be my prediction. Frosty's been a member for 32 months. Thank you, my man. You know I appreciate you more than anything in the world. Fancy attacking the Brentford fixture. Frank said they concede loads of attacking because of their attacking style. Yep. Can't decide between Smith Rowe, Adama, Iwobi to replace Dibbling. Does mean having Greaves and Van der Ven on the bench. It's not an ideal bench. Should we have a look at the Fulham players very briefly? What's Oscar said here? Right. What was it doing? Fulham midfielders. Thank you very much. Fulham midfielders, XGI per 90. Adama, Smith Rowe, Iwobi. There's not much to separate them. Iwobi's data's the weakest. Iwobi's only got 0.11 XG per 90. I won't go Iwobi then, based on the data at least. His minutes have also been the lowest. No, they've not actually been the highest. I lied. I think I'd still go Smith Rowe. I think Smith Rowe's just the best footballer of the 3.
Yeah.
And I would lean that way if I'm ever in doubt.
He's built up his minutes.
Yeah, his minutes are getting better and better as well. In terms of fitness, at least.
I'm so lucky I actually got some of his points at the start.
Yeah, I know. Shaunak says, happy Diwali, Russ. Happy Diwali. I appreciate you for being here. Team Lewis, Trent, 8 Nuri, Garnacho, Foden, and Burmo, Salah captain, Watkins, Wissa, what a lovely team. Watkins, Wissa, Havertz. Bench of Leaf Davis, Robinson, Dibbling. Already did Solanke to Wissa. Would you take a -4 to do Foden to Palmer and start Lewis? Yeah, I think you can start Lewis. I think that's absolutely fine. Would I take a -4 to do Foden to Palmer? No. No, I wouldn't. I would want Palmer, but I would do Palmer in Game Week 12. I think Foden's fine for the next couple. You'd expect him to start, in all honesty. Hey, Ross, would you start Anderson, Aina, or Gabriel? Ooh, that's a tough one. I'd start Gabriel, I think. Is Gabriel starting? We don't know for sure yet, but I would imagine so. My prediction is yes. I'd say I'm like 60 to 70% not sure that he's going to start, but that would be my prediction. I'm 60 to 70% confident that he will start. I have got no inside knowledge of it, sadly. With going Salah and Haaland, you cancel a route to Saka. For now, but I can always sell Salah or Haaland to get Saka in. But yeah, for now, it means I have no Saka. Hey, Ross, helped me top my mini-league for 2 years now. That's great to hear. Already done Van der Ven to 8 Nuri. What is the status on McNeil? Apparently, he wasn't in training on Thursday. He was training with the physios. It looks, as Sean Dyche will say, touch and go. I'm still of the opinion that if McNeil's fit, he starts. And if he's not in the squad. Have him and Gabriel with Leaf Davis benched. Yes, so you've got the cover. I would probably still start McNeil and just have a good first sub. Looking to do McNeil to Smith Rowe for -4. I have no cover if both miss out. I don't think both Gabriel and McNeil miss out. I think at least one of them will start. So I think you leave it and don't make the move, personally. That would be what I would do, Hitik. But it is a risk. Hey, Ross, would you start Anderson? Oh, I did that one. Thoughts on my benching headache to bench one of Wissa, Havertz, Watkins, or Bowen? Oh, that's rough. That's so rough. I'd bench... Oh, that's so rough. I'd bench Havertz. I think. That's awful. No, I wouldn't bench Havertz, would I? I don't know. Bowen? Maybe? Oh, I don't know. Hey, Ross, what do you think of Lewis Hall as an option at 4.3 million? I don't love it. Is he fully nailed on? What's his minutes been like this season? I think I'd rather go Anderson or Vandenberg myself. It's not awful, though. How many game weeks ahead do you look at potential transfers down the line? Can't tell if it's pointless looking at moves for like game week 15. So in terms of like really planning my transfers, I don't. I have stuff penciled in as like that could be a nice move, but I'm looking normally 4 game weeks ahead. So right now, I've got an idea of roughly what I could do up until like game week 13. I'm not looking much beyond that. And in all honesty, it's really like 2 weeks in advance that I'm looking at genuinely like, oh, I need to be careful of this move because I might want to do that in 2 weeks. Like right now, I am not considering at all the repercussions of doing the moves I'm doing now in terms of how it might affect my team in 13 or 14. Because like you say, so many things change. All it needs... Let's say like Haaland picked up an injury. Every move that you possibly could have thought of making is just in the bin. Because then you've got loads of money, you free it up, you're requiring at least one transfer to remove him. Like, I just don't think it's worth planning too far. But at the same time, you don't just want to go week to week. Because let's say nothing happens. Let's say that there aren't injuries to your players. You get very lucky. Well, then you want to have at least planned out what might be the optimal way that you approach your team moving forward. So yeah, I would say... tentatively 2 to 4 weeks in advance that I'm looking, but I'm still not booking in any transfers on a regular basis. Oh, my camera frozen.
Typical.
That's twice now. It's getting a little bit too excited, I think. Twice. Trent, Gabriel, Jota and Solanke to Aina, Kanate, Salah and Wissa. -8. Have Haaland, Palmer, and Burmo, Lewis, Johnson, Rogers, Rao, 8 Nuri. I mean, do I want to suggest that you take a -8 involving taking out Trent and Gabriel? No. So I'm going to say no. I'm going to say I think there's probably a better set of transfers you can do there where you don't remove Trent and Gabriel, but you might be higher ranked than me and you might know better than me, to be honest. So let's say I don't hate it, but I wouldn't advocate taking a -8 that involves removing Trent and Gabriel. Eze to Diaz. I don't even know that Luis Diaz starts this game, so no, I wouldn't be bringing in Luis Diaz. I think it could be Gakpo on the left with Darwin through the middle. By the way, Diaz could start. I'm not confident on that. And then after that, does he start the next game? Does he start the next game? It appears that Darwin is preferred through the centre to Gakpo, which means that Gakpo will rotate on the left. And I think he's been playing quite well recently. Gabriel and Wood/Havertz to 8 Nuri and Jackson/Cunha for 2 free transfers. Or Gabriel to 8 Nuri, Havertz to Cunha, and Brennan to Palmer for the exact money and a -4. Yeah, get that -4 done, JWL. That's such a nice -4. Gabriel to 8 Nuri, Havertz to Cunha, Brennan to Palmer. I would get that -4 done. By the way, that's a huge risk. Taking out Gabriel, Havertz, and Brennan Johnson, they're 3 good assets. But to have 8 Nuri, Cunha, and Palmer, I just prefer that. I would do it. I'd go -4. What's Pickle's transfers this game week? She's done already Solanke to Raul Jimenez. And I think she's contemplating the possibility of bringing in Trent, but I don't think she's going to do it. Yeah, so she's got 3 free transfers, and she's doing Solanke to Raul, and then rolling the rest. Is Wood fit? I think so. Don't know so, but I think so. Foden to Saka, no hit. Have Palmer and Burmo Johnson. Yeah, I don't mind that for no hit. Yeah, I don't mind that. Savio and Garnacho and Haaland combined for 4 XGI, 1 return. Yeah, so unlucky last week if you owned any combination of those players. If we don't get anything in the next 15 minutes, I'm just going to make my transfers. I don't want to run risk of not being able to make them because there are site issues or whatever might happen, you know. Any news on Gabriel starting? Nothing as of right now. There are a couple of people have leaked that he has travelled, and also a couple of people leaked yesterday that he trained. So my understanding is that Gabriel probably will start. Camera is still laggy, Ross. Yeah, that's just my computer being my computer. Really. Camera should be fine. It's just the computer processing abilities isn't that high. Yeah, nothing right now. Nothing right now on Arsenal team leaks or Liverpool or City as well, because they both play today, don't they? What's the update on Gvardiol? I've not seen anything on Gvardiol. I've not seen anything. I think if Main Road has it, he'll tweet it. We might get something from FPL Tony. Let's keep our eyes peeled. Man City do play at 3 p.m, so we might get something. I feel like if Gvardiol wasn't available, we would know by now. So I'm going to guess Gvardiol's okay. 2-week punt, Garnacho or Johnson? I'd go Brennan Johnson. Any news on Wood Raptor? Nothing, but again, I feel like if Wood was out, I feel like we'd know that. So I'm going to say I thought you were buying a new computer over the international break. When the international break hasn't happened yet. I said that like a couple of weeks ago ahead of the next international break. But I still probably won't, to be fair. Douglas Max with the big boy super chat. What a legend you are, honestly. Always supporting the stream. Just says, hi Ross, good luck. Good luck to you, and thank you for single-handedly holding up the streams every week. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for being here. International break 2031. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you, Douglas Max. You're an absolute legend. Having 2 premiums, Gvardiol or Greaves to 8 Nuri. Greaves to 8 Nuri seems good. I wouldn't sell Gvardiol. Even if Gvardiol's not fit this week, he's still a really good hold. I'd sell Greaves. Do a PC building live stream during the international break. I don't know what I'm doing with PCs. I normally just order Macs. I might genuinely get a gaming PC, though. That probably is the best strategy in terms of just being able to allow me to do what I need to do. The issue is everything I've got is Apple. I quite like having Apple-based stuff, but they're probably not the best for what I need. You missed my super chat. Sorry, mate. Play Vardy or Martinelli. I'd play Jamie Vardy. This is a really good fixture for Jamie Vardy. Chris says, Haaland/Eze to Mo and Cunha/Rao. -4. Which striker have Smith Rowe? Yeah, I'd go Cunha. Haaland and Eze to Salah and Cunha sounds like a good set of transfers, Chris. I'd be happy with that. I think over the next 3, it's very close between Cunha and Raul Jimenez. I think they'll score a very similar number of points. But in the long term, yeah, I would probably say that Cunha's better. I should probably reach out to someone that knows what they're doing with gaming PCs and just say, can you build me a gaming PC, please? What a legend Durgler Max is. Yeah, I know. He's an absolute superstar. Do you think Welbeck scores versus Liverpool? I wouldn't bet against him. I'd say it's not overly likely because they're very good defensively, but I wouldn't bet against him. DCL to Cunha or Roll? If I had DCL in my team, I would give him the Southampton game. But at the same time, I can understand why you wouldn't want to as much. Are you not getting Salah? Yeah, I still do plan on getting Salah. I'm just waiting to see if we get news on Gabriel because it might affect the way that I get Salah. If we don't get news in the next 10, I'm just going to make the move. Welbeck has never scored 4 games in a row. There's always the opportunity to break that. I've built them in the past. Honestly, would recommend a builder. That way, if there's warrantable issues, etc., you're covered, rather than being dependent on your mate Joe who built it for you. Okay. Frosty, can I message you about gaming PCs? Do you know? Are you knowledgeable? Frosty, if you're knowledgeable about gaming PCs, please, I will DM you and you can help me. As you always do with everything. Porro or Gabriel? Oh, that is a tough one. I think I'd still lean Gabriel. Frosty said, of course. What a legend. Cool. I'll message you. I only have enough for one concert. Ice Spice or Dua Lipa? Neither. Not my type of music. Will says you can DM me, Ross. Oh, cool. Yeah, Will, chuck me a message if you know what you're talking about with the game and stuff. Saka price rise. I know that is outrageous from official FPL. That came out of nowhere. I actually think on most of the price prediction sites, Saka was closer to a price fall than he was a price rise. Where did that price rise come from? They were just like, yep, do you know what? Saka price rise. Shazam says, benching order, please. Davis, Robertson, and Winks. I think you've got it in the correct order. Davis, Robertson, Winks. I would do it in that way, mate. And thank you very much, as always, my friend. I mean, you could argue that you'd put Winks and Robertson the other way around. Maybe I would. Ipswich is, but Winks isn't. Maybe I'd switch Winks and Robertson, actually, but I would have Leif Davis as your first sub. Sell Watkins for Cunha and Wissa. No, I'd keep Watkins this week. Start one between Rodgers, Aina, Semenyo, or Fass. I'd start Rodgers there, Will. I'll start Rodgers. Cool, I'm a hungry man. Got half an hour till the deadline. Half an hour till the deadline. Doku is starting. Is that from his Instagram? Let me just check Doku's Instagram because a couple of people have said that now. Why is Doku leaking team news? Or is it just that he's posted the graphic?
It is.
What, he posted the graphic?
Yeah. With him on it.
Yeah, he posted that graphic, which normally means when a player posts that, it is often because they're starting.
It is, however, not always the case. There have been cases where players have done that and they haven't started.
Yeah, exactly. As Pickle said there, it's not always the case, but it does often mean that they are starting. By the way, I'm very close to 30,000 followers on Instagram. Would you guys mind just dropping me a follow? I think I'm only like 30 followers away. If you're not following me on Instagram, there's FPL content via short form reels. I often post to my stories, and also there's other stuff as well. There as well, just like real life content as well. What have you sent me there, Frosty? Spurs have just posted a video this morning with Son going out to training. Porro's there. Okay, I'm watching it now. James Maddison's there. I'm looking out for Romero. Vicario's there. Is Romero in this video? I mean, it's not the entire team, so that doesn't benefit us that much, but I didn't see Romero, I don't think. But Son was out in training, so if you've got Son, you're probably feeling pretty good to go. I'll follow you once you answer. Thoughts on triple captain Salah? Okay, I'm going to answer that now. I don't like it. Not the fixture to go for me. Not for me. I think if you're going to triple captain in a single game week, I know it didn't go very well for me, but it's got to be something like Southampton at home. Brighton, for what it's worth, are only 10th for expected goals conceded this season. They are just a mid-table defence. And that's not, for me, a targetable fixture for the triple captain. So now make sure you need to follow me on Instagram. You need to hold up your end of the bargain. Right, let me get back to answering your questions. So yeah, 25 minutes till the deadline. In the next 5 to 10 minutes, I'm going to make my transfers. And I've got 2 that I'm going to make. Best midfielder under 6.7. Not Rodgers, not Smith Rowe, not Johnson. Is that Bernardo Silva, Semenyo, or who? Could be a Brighton midfielder, but just not for the next 2. But someone like Matoma could be the shout. Semenyo, yeah, from Gameweek 12, it might well be Semenyo again. Bernardo Silva's not the one for me. If we can find out who's going to be nailed for Amorim out of Ahmad, Garnacho, if one of them starts every game for Amorim, then they could be great, but we just don't know that will be the case. I honestly think they all stink. I don't like any defenders outside of Saka, Salah, Palmer, Foden, Son. Right, the premium midfielders in Burma and Rodgers. That's it. I don't want to own any of the... Maybe Bruno Fernandes, if I had all of the money in the world, I'd own. But they're just really not it. Not for me. This is why I'm currently... I've got Dibbling 5th sub, and I'm... sorry, 5th midfielder, and I'm like, I don't even care, because I just don't want any other midfielders. It's so weird how we go through spells in FPL where the midfielders are really high in demand, and at the moment, the forwards are just so in demand. Haaland to Rao, Semenyo to Salah for a -4. Maybe just about. Again, only though if you think that Salah is a much better captaincy option. Otherwise, maybe you could just risk keeping Haaland this week. Matuata, sorry if I butchered your name. If not, that's a very cool name. Raya, Davis, Trent, Lewis, Salah, Palmer, Saka, McNeil, Rodgers, Watkins, Wissa, Cunha. 4 free transfers, 1 million in the bank. What would you do? Probably roll. Why is that such a good team to have? Salah, Palmer, Saka in there. You've got Watkins, Cunha, Wissa, and 4 free transfers. This is what you can do without Haaland. I'd honestly roll the transfer and get to 5 free transfers. Blicky94 says, 1 free transfer, not sure what to do. Diaz to Saka, or go differential and say Diaz to Iwobi. If Gabriel is out, I'll bring Trent in. Got 2.5 in the bank. Diaz to Saka. Yeah, much better than Diaz to Iwobi. I'd get Saka in. If you've got the possibility to get him in, and you either don't want to move for Salah or you can't afford Salah, I think Saka is just fantastic. He really is. How risky is it to captain Palmer? Not that risky. Palmer's a great captaincy option in any given week, especially against Man United. 14th, I should say, for expected goals conceded this season, Man United. I really don't mind it. Why would you start Rodgers, not Semenyo? I think Rodgers and Semenyo are equally good assets, but Rodgers has a much better fixture than Semenyo. Rodgers is playing against the Van der Venless Spurs. I'd definitely prefer to start Rodgers myself. Rodgers or Delap, cheers. I'd say Rodgers in that situation as well. We don't even know if Delap will start. It might be Hurst again. AKU says, hey Rossi, I just joined and have a benching headache. Who would you bench between Welbeck, Rodgers, Semenyo and Johnson? I'd bench Semenyo. It's not me saying that I don't think Bournemouth could get a result here or score against City, but he's not even on penalties. I remember I wanted to start Cunha against City a few weeks ago, but that's because Cunha's on pens and set pieces. Semenyo's not got that as well. I'd bench Semenyo. Watkins and Rodgers to Rao and Bruno, is it worth it? Absolutely not, ever. I'd much rather have... Would I? I think it's very close between Watkins and Rodgers and Rao and Bruno, but I wouldn't make that switch. I think Villa will get at least 2 goals in this game. And Watkins and Rodgers almost have to be involved if that's the case, you'd imagine. NZO says, Flecken, Lewis, 8 Nuri, Gabriel, Foden, Palmer, Mbermo, Rodgers, DCL, Haaland, Solanke. My bench is Fabianski, Mikalenko, Semenyo, Konsa. I have 1.2 million in the bank and 3 free transfers. What changes would you recommend? By the way, love your content. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. God, it's a nice team again. You guys have got some lovely teams. I mean, standout issues would be Solanke, I don't love, but you don't have to sell him. Foden, I think you could roll, or you could do something very similar to me, which is Solanke, Foden, and another player downgraded. In fact, you wouldn't need to, would you? I think you could do Solanke and Foden to Raul Jimenez and Salah. Maybe you would need to free up some funds as well. That's the only thing that I can think of with those 3 free transfers, is that you pivot away from Foden to Salah, and the way you do that is downgrading Solanke. That's the only thing I can think of. Delap starts according to a leak. Who's leaking the Ipswich starting 11? I hate decision paralysis. Too many options and worried about making the right one. Yeah, I get that all the time, to be fair. I get that all the time.
I've had unnecessary headaches the past few weeks.
Is McNeil fit? I honestly don't know. Sorry.
Exactly.
Wildcard this game week or later. I still think game week 12 is slightly better than this week, but if you need it, you need it. Have Foden, Saka, Haaland, and Burmo Wissa, DCL, Porro. Oh, that's not a wildcard team. No, you don't need to wildcard that team, mate. That looks absolutely fine. I would not be wildcarding that team. Should I do Robertson to 8 Nuri / Lewis this week? Yeah, I probably would. 8 Nuri. Should I do Robbo to 8 Nuri or Solanke to Rao? Both if you can, but Solanke to Rao seems more of a high upside move this week. Leak has 2 out of 3 right in the last few weeks. Okay, so they're not getting everyone right. I think anyone that leaks team news but doesn't get them all right is just not worth it. Or at least like 99% right over a long period of time. Congrats on the Man United collab. Really well deserved, mate. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. When are you making your transfers? Let's go at maybe like Q2. I'll give it another 5 because you just never know what news might crop up. But I don't want to wait until like the last second to be stressed making sure I get the transfer done. Especially as once I make the transfer, I have to start my captaincy, vice captain, bench. I want to just make sure that I have enough time. Lucas says, Sells, Trent, Porro, Gabriel, Saka, Palmer, Rogers, Smith Rowe. You've put Rogers twice there. Rao, Jimenez, Haaland, Wood. Bench of Fabianski, Greaves, Fast, Semenyo. Thoughts my team and possible transfers. PS, love the weekly vids. Thank you very much, Lucas. It's a lovely team. Borderline the perfect team, really. I mean, it's just Haaland versus Salah. You've got Saka and Palmer in there. You've got Raul Jimenez. Smith Rowe's great for this week. I like Rogers. Backline of Trent, Porro, Gabriel. It's very good. Yeah, honestly, the only thing I don't love is Greaves and Fast. So I think especially as you've got 3 defenders that will start pretty much every week. But like this week, Gabriel, if he doesn't play, you've got Greaves or Fast coming on. So I think in the long term, just trying to upgrade your 4th defender a little bit. And maybe the way you do that is downgrade Porro. So like Porro to 8 Nuri and upgrade Greaves or Fast is probably the way that I would go with that team. But other than that, Lucas, it's really nice. Play Rogers or McNeil. I might go safe and just start Rogers. Trent and Lewis or Canate and Gvardiol. Canate and Gvardiol, probably. I mean, this week, I think Lewis will start again, probably. So Trent and Lewis this week. But in the long term, I do think Canate and Gvardiol is a little bit more secure. News on Sonny. Sonny's been in training, so I think Son's fine. We don't have any like explicit leaked news, but I think he'll be okay. Do you have the City team news? No, I don't have anything. I know that all I got from Main Road, he's going to tweet out other stuff, I think, in a bit, but all I got is that it wasn't bad news on Rico Lewis and that he thinks there's a good chance Rico Lewis could start. But that wasn't a leak. That was just him saying he thinks there is a good chance he could start. So that was all I got from him via DMs. So there's nothing really for me to leak. Are you officially sponsored by Man United now? Kind of. Man United have released a fantasy football game and I work with that department. So technically my channel is sponsored by Man United, but it's not just Man United. It's actually Tezos, which is the company that make the fantasy football game. But yeah, I guess I'm associated with Man United now, which is pretty cool. I can say that I've partnered with my boyhood club, which is pretty cool. I need a wee. It's not an ideal time, really. Let's hold it. We've got 18 minutes to hold it. Oh, my camera's gone again. Oh, no, that was my computer. The tech doesn't do very well here, does it? By the way, you've got just over 15 minutes till the deadline. Make sure you are getting your transfers made probably in the next 5 to 10 bins. We are yet to get any team leaks, sadly. I thought we'd get a little bit of something. There are a couple of people that have tweeted that Gabriel has travelled, but we've not seen him pictured with the squad, so I can't confirm that. But by all accounts, it looks more likely than not that Gabriel will start. That's the prediction at the moment. Play Flecken or Fabianski? Probably play Fabianski. Simple one for you. Johnson to Cunha. That's not a simple one because they play in different positions. So I need to see what the other combination is. But yeah, I probably slightly marginally prefer Cunha. But you need to remember Johnson has Ipswich next week, and he could do very, very well then. What's this tweet here? Okay. Let me show you this. Apparently, Let's Talk FPL has said that Gabriel starts, but the account that he's been talking to has been wrong in the past. So I don't know how much we can take from it. Someone has messaged me to say Gabriel starts, but there have been a couple of times they've been incorrect before. I'm going to take it as positive news as I want to play him. It's not the same person who gave me the Gabriel and Saliba stuff in Gameweek 1. That is important. This person that he had before was very reliable. He's saying this person's been wrong. I guess it's better he shares it than not. I guess you don't pull too much from that. But that all points towards the same thing. Of it looks very likely that Gabriel is going to start. Missed my super chat. Sorry, I'll get back to the super chats now. Would you be happy with Sells, Muric, can't pick, Gabriel, Gvardiol, Mikalenko, Dibbling, and Burmo, Saka, Palmer, Raul, Haaland, DCL? That's a wonderful team. I'd probably play Sells, and the only thing I don't like there is Dibbling. But could Dibbling do something against Everton at home? Absolutely. Yeah, the only thing I don't really love there is Dibbling. Otherwise, it's a very nice team. Dennis says, Raya, Gabriel, Foden to Verbruggen, Keane, Salah for a -4. Raya, Gabriel, Foden to Verbruggen, Keane, Salah, and for a hit. The only way that I would do that is if you really think that Salah's the best captain in 2 of the next 3 weeks. Like, you're just like, I really want to own Salah and I want to captain him. Because that for a -4, overall, it feels like a bit of a downgrade. You're losing both your Arsenal players that you probably want at least one of them moving forward. You're getting Keane into the team, who's not nailed in the long term. I would probably lean towards saying no, Dennis. Sorry. But, again, if you really want Salah and that's your only route to it, then I understand. Konsa or Akanji out for 8 Nuri Lewis Robinson. I'd probably sell Akanji before Konsa. I actually don't mind the fixtures for Villa from Game Week 12 and beyond. Super Duper has been a member for 16 months. Thank you very much. AKU says, on 4 free transfers and thinking about doing Collins to 8 Nuri to avoid any price rises. Might do premium defender to Collins in 2 game weeks though. Any thoughts? Doesn't feel like a massive need to make it, but at the same time, would I prefer 8 Nuri to Collins? Absolutely. And if you've got 4 free transfers, you've got the flexibility to do it. Do you know what? I wouldn't mind it. I really wouldn't mind it. Not normally a move I would suggest making, but with the changes to the system this year, you've got 4 free transfers sat there. Don't mind it. If you bought Salah, would you cap? Yes, I think I'm going to captain Salah. Because then at least I own Haaland. Like, if Haaland goes nuclear, it's going to hurt my rank, by the way, but it's not going to hurt as much. It's at least a little bit of bet against. Is Strand last a consideration? Not for me, but yeah, absolutely. If you need a cheap defender, cheap forward, go for it. I think Gabriel will start for sure. I kind of do want to start Gabriel.
Not this again. You every week.
Do you think I should bench Rico Lewis instead?
Could do.
Hayden says, starting Raya, Mikalenko, Lewis, 8 Nuri, Rogers, Mbermo, Palmer, Saka, Jackson, Haaland, Wood. My bench is Fabianski, Semenyo, Gvardiol, Greaves. 1 free transfer, 0 in the bank. Would you roll? Maybe go to Cunha. That is absolutely a roll, Hayden. I'm not listen. I think Cunha's great, but Jackson, Haaland, Wood is a brilliant front 3. Really nice midfield, great back line. Yeah, that's definitely a roll. No transfers needed there. No transfers needed there. What keeper are you going for? I think I'm by Sanchez, I think. Why delaying transfers for the sake of it? I'm not delaying transfers for the sake of it. I'm just waiting to see if we get anything. Like, if Gabriel is confirmed not with the squad, it might tempt me to sell him rather than Raya. Oh, should I bench Rico Lewis? Chat, would you bench Rico Lewis or Gabriel? Cartel member confirmed. What, me? Imagine if Gabriel's not in the squad. I'm going to look like I've got information, aren't I? Well, no, to be fair, if I know Gabriel's not in the squad, I could just start Gabriel and I would then know that my player would come on instead. Oh, I don't know. Oh, God. Like, Gabriel, if he scores... Gabriel always scores when I bench him. I've benched him for like 5 goals in the last 2 years. Does Guardiola start? Everyone's key. I don't know. I don't have Guardiola. If I had Guardiola news, I would have told you at this stage, you know? Frosty of the Super Chat says, sell Foden, bench Rico Lewis, captain Salah. What could go wrong? Thank you for the Super Chat. Yeah, honestly, it's going to be a Man City 5-0 win and Salah blanks. Oh, God. I hate FPL sometimes. Last time I benched Gabriel, he got 15 points. I benched Gabriel this season for a 6, 15, and 7-pointer. They're the 3 times I benched him. And every time I've started him, he's got me absolutely nothing. Salah, Palmer, Saka, and Haaland. No premium defender and in Burmo. Yeah, very nice. No issue. I mean, play your own game, you know? I swear, if Foden gets his annual 20 points after I sell him. Halvard says, Flecken, 8 Nuri, Pinnock, Lewis. Okay, Rogers, Salah, Palmer, Saka. Raul, Haaland, Wissa. I have benched Fass. Is he better than any of my 3 defenders? No, I'd start 8 Nuri, Pinnock, and Lewis ahead of Wout Fass. Right, I would stop with the super chats if you want them answered, because yeah. Because I'm struggling, because I need to make my own transfers as well.
Oh, sorry. That's me.
Bless you. Would you do Foden to Palmer for free? Yes, just about. Right, I need to make my transfers. Apparently, as main row tweeted, let me have a look. Oh, I bloody hate so much FPL, not FPL Twitter, just Twitter. Like, you try and search someone's name and it doesn't come up. What's that about, Elon? Carl Walker Travels. That was what he told me in DMs that he said he was going to tweet. So I'm glad he did. I still don't think that affects Rico Lewis. I don't know that he'll go straight back in. Although, he has been saying that Rico Lewis needs a rest. Don't bench Rico Lewis. It's Bournemouth away. I think Bournemouth score. I think Newcastle score, though. You know? Right, let me make the transfers. I'm not waiting any longer. It's getting way too close to the deadline. Raya becomes Sanchez. Sanchez. And then Foden becomes Salah. I think we're okay. What could go wrong selling Raya and Foden, you know? Anyone massively against this? Anything else? I don't think we're going to get anything. Tony says Lewis starts. Did he? One sec. Did he? Where? Oh, is it on his Patreon? Did he say that on his Patreon, do you think? Who's... Surely Sells, not Sanchez. Nah, I want Sanchez. Oh, it's a fake account. Okay. Right, I'm just going to do it. Foden hat-trick incoming, I'm sure. Captain. Fabianski in for Sanchez. Okay, so the only thing to decide then is, do I start Gabriel, and if so, who do I bench? Yeah, it's probably Booner. Gabriel seems out. No, I don't think so. I think Gabriel will start. If I thought Gabriel was out, I might have sold Gabriel, but I think Gabriel starts. I think I want to hold Gabriel in the long term. I need to take a screenshot of my team. Bench Davis. Bench Rodgers. No, I'm not going to bench Rodgers. I think Rodgers could do quite well here.
I'll start Rodgers.
I don't know. It's tough. I'm so happy to have Salah back. I'm not happy selling Foden particularly, but Salah feels nice to have back in the team. I'm wondering if Gabriel ahead of 8 Nuri is partially the play, although without Eze. Why Fabianski over Sanchez? I just think that Forest are a much weaker attack for me than Man United. I know Chris Wood's great, but they are reliant on Chris Wood scoring in every single game. Apparently Lewis is benched. Who says that?
Carl Walker's travelled.
Yeah.
Well, he's saying that.
I just saw someone in the chat say that, but people troll. If you bench Lewis, it's obvious that you got news. I can swear on my life that I have no news around Lewis. All the Lewis news we've got is that Walker's travelled. I can swear on everyone's life I know I've got no news around Rico Lewis. It's just, is Rico Lewis against Bournemouth away much better than Gabriel against Newcastle away? Walker travelling does throw a spanner in the works. That could be that Guardiola's out and Rico Lewis plays at left back, or it could mean that, or Rico Lewis, sorry, Kyle Walker could just be on the bench, couldn't he? I swear on your life. I didn't swear on your life. Actually, I guess I did, didn't I, technically? Sorry, guys. Oh, I don't know. I think I want to bench Gabriel. Oh, I might bench Rico Lewis. It's going to be the week that Rico Lewis decides to score a goal. Just because a player travels doesn't mean he has to make the squad. True. I doubt he's travelling, though. And are you captaining Salah? Yeah. I doubt he's travelled if he's not in the squad. FPL Tony deleted the Guardiola tweet. What did he tweet? I didn't see it. Is it worth Haaland out for Salah? If it's for free and you think Salah is a better captaincy option, then yes. Would you do Saka to Salah for free? Only if you're going to captain Salah and you think he's the best captain. Otherwise, I think Saka's a fine hold. Captain Foden, or am I just delusional? Hell, I just sold Foden, so yeah, feel free to captain. 3 minutes until the deadline. As of right now, we've got no real news, sadly, on anything. Other than that Carl Walker has travelled, which is not overly useful. I might bench Rico Lewis. Team News and Tick says Gabriel starts. Oh, I might bench Rico Lewis.
I don't blame you, to be honest.
Oh, that's so difficult. I just think, yeah, Gabriel's going to start or not play. Lewis, I don't know. Oh, God. I'm going to regret that last second move. Gabriel is an absolute monster in the air. Saliba's back. If Gabriel starts, Ben White could be fit. Timber's there. It's their strongest team. No, I don't want to bench Leif Davis. Stop telling me to bench Leif Davis. Leif Davis is the GOAT, okay? I'm gonna really regret not benching Leif Davis when they concede 3 minutes into the game. No, I'm not benching Davis. Get in the bin. No, sticking with my boy. I don't want to bench Rico Lewis, do I? This is a last minute panic right here. Oh dear. I think I'm going to make that move there. Yeah. That's the move. Done. I'm not going to change it. That's the team. Right. Why bench Gabriel? He's a better pick than Lewis. I've not. He's in the starting 11. Captain Palmer. I don't mind Captain Palmer, but I'm going to go Salah myself. But yeah, I don't mind Captain Palmer. Bench Salah. Leicester will definitely score. Probably. Oh well. It is what it is. I'm going to regret that. Oh, God, the deadline's gone. Oh, well. Oh, well. Fingers crossed I don't end up regretting that.
So what did you actually do? I wasn't really paying attention.
I benched Rico Lewis.
Oh, okay. I think it might actually be okay.
Yeah, it's not that I don't think Lewis starts. It's just that I want to start Leif Davis and 8 Nuri. So it's Gabriel versus Lewis. I think Lewis and Gabriel both start for what it's worth.
I really wanted Trent.
Harry sold Haaland. Good. I'm glad he made the move. It was the right decision for him. This Leif Davis obsession needs to be studied. Wouldn't it be boring, though, if I just picked everyone... Like, this is what I don't understand when people watch content, is they want people to be different. They can play when everyone's the same. And then I have a bit of a liking for a player, and everyone's like, he's a terrible... Well, then I can just pick the player everyone else is picking. I don't really get it. Do you know what I mean?
You can't win.
You can't. Right, I'm going to...
Go for it.
Should have played Lewis over Rodgers. No point in having Lewis if you're going to bench him. What does that even mean? You're saying that like he's like 12 million. He's 4.8 mil or whatever he is.
Again, you can't win.
Yeah.
You just...
Well, no, I could win if I'd have just benched Leif Davis. Everyone would have been happy, but...
No, but you back your choices.
Bro, look at your rank, bro. Bro, look at your face. I can't see your face. You might be beautiful for what it's worth, Neil, but stop being an idiot. How about that? People just love... I like it when you don't play template. Thank you. I appreciate that. Your team looks better without Triple City. Yeah, why have I just sold Foden, changed the captaincy off Haaland, and benched Lewis? If City have a field day here, that is a huge multiple series of mistakes. Do you forget about Gandhi, Ross? I think that only applies to like captaincy and attackers. For what it's worth, Gabriel probably concedes, but I think City can concede as well. You know? Playing Gabriel equals template. Gabriel isn't much higher owned than Lewis. In fact, they're probably very similar. Ross, what's for dinner? I don't actually know yet. Yeah, I'm going in a second. I'm just tweeting out my team. So you go. Right. Is that the right screenshot? We've got Gabriel starting yet. Gameweek 10 team. Salah captain, 2.1 mil. Right, Sanchez. Slanky to Ralph. Foden to Salah. Right. Done. Post. You're welcome, by the way, in advance for the Rico Lewis haul.
Oh, yeah.
Because we all know full well Rico Lewis is hauling now. Oh, right. I need a wee. I fill up my drink as well. I'll be back in a minute or two. And if you want to stay, feel free. I do carry on streaming, by the way, past deadline if you're new around here. So I am coming back, but I won't be here. You can just enjoy looking at my Batman share, chat amongst yourselves, and I'll be right back. Hello. Oh yeah, I should have left you to just talk to them.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was asking if you've muted.
I didn't think that. I'm going to make him some toast. Thanks, Pickle. Yeah, because this is the issue. This is why on a Friday I can stream for longer. Basically, on a Saturday I don't really eat in the morning, so I'm starving by the time the deadline comes around. And yeah, so Pickle's gonna make me some toast that I can eat on stream. I'll try and mute myself when I bite into it because it's gonna be hella crunchy. But
You want margarine?
yeah, please. Yeah, please, thanks.
Ask the chat if they use margarine or butter.
Chat, do you put margarine or butter onto your toast?
Because I'm not gonna lie, I think margarine is disgusting. But
I use Flora Buttery, which is technically margarine but tastes like butter to me. Butter, 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 butter. Butter, 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 butter. Everyone saying butter. Everyone's saying butter. Fair play. All those non-butters are vile. A little bit healthier though, aren't they?
Yeah, but fucking no rank.
Pickle, you're gonna get me demonetized. You can't swear on stream.
I'm so sorry.
This is why she can't stream. Absolute potty mouth.
I would get demonetized every stream.
The R in ASMR is for Raptor. To be fair, when I eat my toast in 2026, wait, did you not? I just made a dig at you, Pickle, but you didn't hear.
Huh?
I'm insulting you, but it's not funny if you don't hear me say it.
Oh, because I'm taking a long time.
Yeah, I said when I eat my toast in 2026.
Sorry.
I'm joking.
It's in the
Would you have benched Rodgers or Madison? I would have benched Madison and started Rodgers probably. What are people saying about my team? Are they liking it? I bet people are so angry that I benched Lewis for Davis. I'm pretty happy with the team. Oh, I'm gonna regret benching Rico Lewis. When is one FF returning? It's a great question. I don't know. They're really trying to make loads of changes, I think, for the upcoming season, so they had to push it back a little bit. But I'm imagining that when I've not even seen the latest product, but when it's live, I'll let you know. Did you meet Ten Hag yesterday? I did not know. Do you think Amorim will try and get? Is it Jokeres? Is that how you pronounce it? No, I think he'll love Rasmus. Rasmus is a different forward to Jokeres, but he's still a number 9 and a goal scorer. So I think as long as he can stay fit, I think he'll really like Rasmus. Thank you, Ross. Vancouverite here in my second season. Vancouverite. Is that what you're called if you live in Vancouver? Cool. In my second season following the Premier League, and I love your approach and analysis. It's super helpful. You're more than welcome, Liz. Dallo will come good with the fixtures, Frosty. I think so. Did you bump into Rude? No, I didn't. Who was the nicest player you met this week? Luke Shaw was quite sweet. I actually think Nusayr Mazraoui and Matthias de Ligt were probably the nicest. Yeah, like Matthias de Ligt's English is so good, by the way, considering he's just come to the UK. It's obviously in the Netherlands, they just speak English perfectly. But yeah, Matthias de Ligt was really nice. Like some of the players really got on board with it. You can see by the way they're looking, like they've got big smiles on their face. They're listening to what I'm saying. Like some of the players just didn't really want to be there, which is fair. Like it's to be expected. Yeah, like some of them. It was Rashford's birthday yesterday as well. Not yesterday. Sorry, on Thursday when I was at the shoot. Keep up the good content, handsome Eggman. Thank you, AKU. I appreciate it. Did any of the players say, Eric, we didn't expect you back so soon? So rude. Did you meet any backroom staff? Not really, no. It was just mainly the players. What was the atmosphere like? It was quite good, actually. Yeah, it was quite good. The thing is, you don't get very long with the players. Like, when the players arrive, they arrive with what's called a chaperone, who like shows the player around. And the chaperone, as they enter the room, sets a timer of how long they're allowed to be there. And then when the timer's up, even if you've not finished the shoot, they just take the player away. So you've got to be like really, really on it. Like you can't afford to mess up or delay anything. So yeah, it was quite manic in terms of time. But yeah, everyone was really nice. Is Gabriel going to start? I've honestly got no idea. Ross, you remember post-stream when you were talking about your love life and now you're wifed up? Time goes fast. Time does go fast. Could you cut it, please? She gave me my toast not cut up.
Yeah, but there's such small slices. No, to be fair, sorry, I should have cut it up.
She gave my toast whole. Like, eat that. Thank you, though. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Harry sold Haaland. Yeah, I saw. Good for him. Probably means Haaland's going to blank for the next 10 years now.
Oh, that's not.
Vancouverite, Torontonian, and Montrealer. I didn't know that. There you go. I'm learning something new every day. I missed the Tinder discussions. Ross, 48, male, 5'4", previously ranked 99th in FPL. That's rude. No, do you know what I was actually saying? I've got actual, physical proof now that I am 1.78 meters. You can look at me next to all of the players and then Google their height. Pickle made me toast. Oh, the green screen makes that look awful. But wait, why? Because it's not even remote. Maybe it's like the yellow in it. Yeah, the green screen is like making it look like it's like. This is the toast, chat.
Does it look moldy?
It doesn't look moldy. It's just like it's gone like almost like see-through. I've never eaten on stream. I'm very nervous, chat. Shall I mute myself or do you want to? I'm going to crunch into the mic. Are you ready? Okay. Oh my God, that's so crunchy. What is that about?
I must admit, I think tiger bread's a bit overrated. It's alright though.
How was that as a bite? So I leave my crust like a child.
I'll leave it.
I'm going to move the mic slightly far away from my mouth so you can't hear me properly to it, but we need that ASMR crunch. There you go. I might start a new channel. Would you subscribe to my ASMR channel? Sorry if this is like I don't blame you if you want to click off. I find people eating a little bit gross. So remember last stream when I asked for a mukbang stream? Is this it? Well, it's just toast for the moment, but bang him. You've done a great job, Pickle.
You're welcome.
Let's judge Ross eating. Minging, mate. No. I've breathed in crumbs.
It's not going well.
Mabama can massage your head. Massage your head. Can you massage my head, please? No. Hamilton is doing the Senna tribute run. I'm so excited for the Grand Prix. Interlagos is a great track. Always cut the toast on the diagonal. That's pleb toast. Chat, which way do you cut your toast? That is a thick bit of bread.
I keep switching. I used to do it diagonally. And
Oh
now I
my
switch
God.
horizontally again.
How thick that bread is.
Yeah, it is thick, isn't it?
Did you go out for Halloween, Ross? No. I've never really been that into Halloween.
Yeah, me too. I'm not. It's all right, but I'm just. It's just
No,
not-
the chewing. I'm sorry. My mum just said no, the chewing. Should I pull the mic further away like that?
You just pulled it closer to you.
I pushed it and then pulled it. Horizontal, but toasties must be on the diag. I agree with that. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I agree with that.
yeah. If you've got a toasty, it's got to be on the diag. No pickle with the toast. Pickle our toast a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I did. Don't worry, I'm fine.
Dress as an egg. Could do. Don't need to dress up though, do I? Because I'm an egg. So, yeah, I chose not to wear my cap for the Man United stream. Just the stream. Man United shoot. I just got my bald egg out. Why not?
Shy.
I'm losing my crust because they're a bit dry, and I'll be training for the next 25 years. Gabriel starts.
Yes.
Now on the sort of Arsenal. Okay. I'm so sorry about eating on the stream, chat. But the positive of me eating on the stream is that I stay streaming for longer. If that's a positive for you. now underscore Arsenal.
Oh.
Is this account? That's a solid team. It's a solid team. I'm quite glad I chose Gabriel for now. Gabriel and Saliba. Timber. Unfortunately, Ben White's not there. Has he said anything on Ben White? No, maybe Ben White's on the bench. I don't know, or maybe he's not fit enough. To be honest, Partey did a very decent job at right back. I was hesitant up against Liverpool. Diaz skinned him a couple of times, but I think generally he performed quite well. Yeah, okay, there we go. Ben White is fit enough for Arsenal's bench today. Cool. Right, well, at least Gabriel starts. I say at least. I probably ideally didn't want him to start because then I wouldn't have had the benching headache, but hey-ho. Yeah, I thought Partey was okay last week. Do you play any video games? No, back in the day, I played Minecraft so much, and then I also... that green screen's making the toast look so weird. Must be the yellow in it. You see that? Weird. What was I going to say? Oh, I played Minecraft a lot back in the day, and also Call of Duty, and especially Call of Duty Zombies. I've been watching so much Call of Duty Zombies content on YouTube. If anyone watches Syndicate, I love Syndicate. I've been watching a lot of his live streams. I used to play FIFA a lot, but FIFA made me so angry. There aren't many things that make me really angry in life. FIFA's one of them. And Haaland makes me very angry as well.
You're getting crumbs all down yourself.
Oh my god.
You have crumbs everywhere.
I didn't realise how many crumbs I had on myself.
Oh,
chat, this is a mess.
I don't know whether chat can see that.
This is an absolute mess. I'm so sorry. You defo give Minecraft streamer vibes. I'm spitting my food everywhere and everything. This is why I don't live stream and eat. I'm spitting food. I've got crumbs down me. It's a nightmare. Hi, need a hug. Me, Harry, or you need a hug? You're going to need a hug after Haaland scores a hat-trick, mate.
I hope so. Sorry.
This is the battle of the luckiest people I've ever met. FPL Pickle is the luckiest person in FPL I've ever met.
Really not.
And Harry is the second luckiest after FPL Pickle.
What?
So who is going to be the lucky one? We've got a captain, Haaland. Harry's sold Haaland.
Oh, sorry.
This is gonna test how. This is gonna test how. Why's my camera gone again? Jesus Christ! Probably for the best, to be honest. So I can muller my food. Enjoy your sandwich, Ross, while it's hot. It's not a sandwich, but thank you. I appreciate it.
No, I must admit, I am quite worried, but I just didn't feel like doing it, so I didn't. I really wanted Trent, and I don't know why, and I feel like Trent's gonna bang, but...
Haaland wins out this week. Too many triple captains sold him. It's written in the stars. Yeah, I do agree with that. Oh my god. Camera, stop being a bastard. Honestly. I back Pickle. I back Harry. Harry always finds a way. So it's probably going to be a Salah haul, which is good because I'll captain Salah. I triple captain Salah, 2 goals and 2 assists, 3 bonus. Triple captaining Salah this week is crazy. I mean, I like the move, but Salah has a very good record versus Brighton. I don't buy into that stuff too much, although you never know. Demonetised? What if I said bastard? Nah. Leaving the crust just to upset people. Ross, read my messages. What did you say, Nantha? Why didn't you plan a live stream or FPL therapy with Pickle? I've asked her. She's just a little bit low-key, a little bit shy.
I just don't feel like I'll provide anything useful.
That's such a lie. You're very good at FPL.
I know, but I'm very bad at articulating my words. And I feel like in that kind of high-stress environment, I'll just crumble.
Fair
And
enough.
you'll have to, like, cut every 2 seconds.
What was your favourite FIFA? 10 or 11? 10 or 11. Was she top 2K last year? Yeah, she finished 1,920th or something. Yeah?
What? Sorry.
I knew you weren't listening when you just... you finished top 2K last year. What was it?
1.9k.
1.9k. FIFA 15 clears. FIFA 15 was a good FIFA. Yeah, just for me in terms of the age I was at the time. When FIFA 10 and 11 was out, I was like year 8, year 9. That was when I was most into FIFA. Oh my god.
Oh my lord, what are you doing with that?
It just fell apart in my hand.
This is upsetting me. Are you leaving the crust or?
Well, you just let me eat my toast in peace. How about that?
Okay, I was just
How,
wondering.
how about stop judging me? I will eat the crust, but probably not on stream. It's going to be so crunchy.
No, fair enough. I understand. They are quite loud.
No way Pickle finished 1.9k. Yeah, I'll show you. Go follow on to Twitter. Twitter?
For me, last season, it was having double Arsenal defence when a lot of people did not have double Arsenal defence. And I think I just had, like, some players that did well, like Wang Halls and, I don't know, things happened.
Why don't you pull up a chair and sit here?
No.
Off camera, but then you're closer to the mic.
I can sit a bit further forward.
Yeah, just make sure you shout because the mic doesn't pick up otherwise.
Okay. Also, free hit 34 was fantastic. Sorry to free hit 29ers, but free hit 34 was fantastic.
Why are you causing divide and beef? You step onto the your first time speaking and you're like, yeah, free hit 29 sucked.
But it really did suck.
Pickle finished 1.927.
How did I know my birthday?
Who knows your birthday? Oh, it's on your Twitter profile.
Oh yeah, sorry, forgot about that. I'm panicked then.
Yeah, go follow. I'll link Pickle's Twitter now. Yeah, she played FPL before we met. That was how we met, actually. Yeah, Gabrielle starts. Sorry, everyone wants me to bring up the lineup. There's the lineup. There you go. It was leaked a little while ago, but yeah, that's the lineup. Ross, read this right now. You made the right decision. Gabriel's starting. I knew he'd be starting. I still don't know if I've made the right decision, though, because I've benched Rico Lewis. So I've made such a mess with this toast. All right, I'm going to go for a big bite here. You ready?
Oh, were you just promoting? Sorry, I'm so zoned out. Were you promoting my Twitter?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, guys. I'm always zoned
I told everyone to... Yeah, she zones out so much. I told everyone to follow you on Twitter.
Oh, thank you.
Let's see what other people have done. I love live streaming. I feel like I'd quite like to do some more gaming live streams.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Minecraft would be the one for me because it's chilled. I don't like Call of Duty is so intense. What a good looking man Praz is. Look at that man. I love him. What a man. I'll tell you what, sorry, that was a big swallow, that was very loud. FPL Reese, this guy here, he seems to get early team news quite a lot. He's very good. He just like slyly does it. No one gives him any attention, but it appears to be right quite often. Gabriel Bullet Header would hit like crack now after starting him.
It won't happen now.
No, he'll concede. He'll get 1 point and Lewis will score 14 goals. Yeah. It is what it is. So many people did the Haaland switch.
Why is everyone talking about Praz Olsen? Did you mention it?
I said he's a good looking man.
Oh.
Sorry, what was that? Pig went, oh yeah.
No, I didn't.
What's Praz's rank this season? He's about 500k, I think. Ross, did Man United make you take your cap off? No, they said I could wear a cap, actually. I just decided not to. I thought it was a bit weird. Like, on my streams, I like it when I'm walking around, but I don't know, it felt weird just wearing a cap in that setting, so I took it off. What's the status of your FPL mini league with Chunks? Sharky is top by 2 points. I'm second, so 2 points away from Sharky. Then it's... I think HP's like a couple of points ahead of Chunks. Stormzy's at the bottom, actually. Who's your favourite FPL YouTuber? In terms of who do I enjoy watching the most now, I don't watch as much FPL YouTube now. Obviously, big shout out to Harry and Focal, very good friends. But in terms of I don't know that I watch anyone on a really consistent basis. The FPL Wire is always a good one for me to listen to. I'm trying to think. My favourite person to listen to was Seb. But he doesn't really feature now, does he, on anything? But he was always my favourite. Who's on FPL Therapy next? Will Thomas, the CEO and founder of Fantasy Football Hub. He's very good at FPL. Can you see him on the camera?
I don't know. I feel like you probably can't, but... Can't believe you just just eating toast.
I'm taking so long to eat this toast because I don't want to like just muller it.
Don't act like you don't take ages to eat.
I wouldn't take this long to eat toast.
No, to be fair, you wouldn't.
You should go on the fantasy show. Thank you.
You know, the Sky Sports appearance. What a cool day. Well, that was a great weekend.
Yeah, Seb will sell. Let's talk FPL. Yeah, Andy's the goat of FPL, isn't he? He is. Who's your favourite non-FPL YouTuber? Tom.
Yes.
Tom Cassell. He's got a vlogging channel called Life of Tom. He used to be doing a lot of videos on Syndicate. I think a lot of you will know Syndicate, but yeah, he does vlogs now, and he's my favourite YouTuber by far. Harry Mack's the all-time goat, though. I showed Pickle some of Harry Mack's videos the other day. If you know Harry Mack, then you know what I'm talking about.
He's cool.
I'm a slow eater, but my God, you are completely different. Can you? Because I'm trying to talk. If I just sat here and just like, then no one would be here. How are there still over almost 3,000 people watching this? Listen to how crunchy this is. I'm so sorry.
I don't think a mukbang is going to happen anytime soon.
This is why we need two people, right? Because whilst I'm eating, you talk, and then you muller your food and I talk.
No, but you know what I'm like when I'm eating? All I want to do is just focus on my food. I won't care about everyone else in that moment, especially if it's good food.
Ross, would you have done Raya, Foden, Van der Ven to Sanchez, Salah, Vandenberg for a -4? Yeah, don't mind that. It's too late now anyway. Harry Mack is insane. Yeah, see, everyone knows about Harry Mack.
So cool.
What a man. If you don't know Harry Mack, Google him. Google him.
I struggle to just talk like normally, so I don't know how we can do that.
He literally raps better than I can speak. Who's your favourite Cobby? Who's my favourite Cobby? I only know one Cobby. Or are you saying who's my favourite Cobby? Unfortunately, the only two players that I like, my favourite two Man United players, probably Bruno Fernandes and Mainu, and they weren't at the shoot, sadly.
You saw them though.
Has your lady ever been on the live chair? She's been here once last season in her stream at the end, and she's always speaking. Oh, I thought you want to speak.
Yep.
But
I just don't really like being on camera much, at least right now.
she's literally just sat there. I could touch her just about. She's over there. But yeah, a little bit more low key.
Yeah, sorry.
She's not with me for the clout, at least.
Also, as we've probably mentioned before, I did YouTube before Ross ever did, so...
She had a YouTube channel like 10 years ago.
Yeah, 10 years ago. It was interesting. But I think I did it for like 4 months, so it wasn't that long. But I did quite a few videos. I probably did like 25, 30 videos.
She's only been on the stream once, guys, for everyone saying that you've not seen her. It was literally a 10-minute cameo, 5-minute cameo. We find your voice like FPL Zen, that's why we're still here. What, me or Pickle? Probably Pickle. Yeah, like she didn't have many subscribers or anything, chat. It wasn't like she was a famous streamer.
No, it flopped. But back in the day, I saw all these YouTubers like Alpha Days, Soella, Casperly making all this money, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna do it. And so it wasn't really gaming, but it was kind of gaming.
I feel like you'd be very good. I feel like you'd be a better streamer than you would gamer.
Yeah, I think.
Sorry, streamer than you would like YouTube.
Yeah, because I'm just not creative enough.
No, I think because you're relaxed. I feel like relaxed vibe doesn't work as well for a YouTube video. I feel like you've got to be a bit more. But for a live stream, like kick back, eat food, relax, like that's what people like enjoy watching.
Yeah.
She's better than you, Ross. I know.
I'm so good at waffling, as Ross knows very well. So
Yap. 2 a.m. in the morning. Yap. That's you.
I have a lot of energy at night. Okay. I would just stream at like 2 in the morning probably, and just talk about random things.
Okay, we're gonna live stream at 2 a.m. this weekend apparently.
Oh, that'd be great.
Ross, would you rather eat toast every morning or play Chris Wood as a sole striker for a season in FPL? They both sound terrible. You're gonna make an angry Pickle. Yeah, I know. Don't want to rattle Pickle. Jesus.
Oh, I'm definitely not more confident than Ross. No way. I'm not a very confident person.
I'm quite a confident person. Not about my face. Everything other than my face, I'm confident.
Yeah, I'm not very confident, sadly. But I like to yap.
Maybe she could have a Twitch account. Yeah? Possibility?
You know what? I would consider that.
At least her yapping hopefully stops any onset dementia.
Well, and with my future job, My brain's working a lot, so hopefully no dementia for me. Although it runs in the family though, so we'll see.
So many good games today, nothing useful is getting done, is it? No.
Nah. I did no work yesterday as well. I'm so sad.
Ross, saw your last week's stream revenue from Super Chats using a script. Okay. And I have to say, YouTube takes a lot away from the creators. YouTube takes 30%.
Wait, is that a thing? They can do that?
I don't know, probably. YouTube takes 30% of the revenue. So ad revenue and Super Chats. So yeah, if someone donates £5, I take away like £3.50.
I realised because I used to go on Social Blade all the time, like when I was younger. Now, knowing it now, I realise how inaccurate.
Yeah, Social Blade's estimations of earnings is completely off.
They're really not right, sadly. I used to stalk every YouTuber I loved and think, oh, how much have they earned this month? My favourite thing to do.
Your voice, Ross. I genuinely use FPL therapy as a way to get through Monday, knowing I can put it on in the car the next day. Oh, thank you. Pickle falls asleep listening to my voice.
I think you have such a relaxing voice.
Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. I used to hate my voice, but I'm so used to it now. So I'm sleeping this toast, by the way.
We were watching Ross's old videos before he had his teeth done.
My voice used to be a lot worse, yeah.
The little lisp.
I actually have a lisp. I don't remember having a lisp, but
So do I, though. I don't. Do people remember that? Because I genuinely don't.
no. If you go back to my videos from like 3 years ago, I had a lisp. I don't remember it. Not that it's an issue having a lisp, but I don't remember having a lisp.
No, it's just so different. I was so shocked. Like, I obviously met you in person when you sounded that way, but I don't recall that. It probably wasn't noticeable.
Pickle should start creating her own content. She has a good sense of humour, always a good thing. We've actually been talking about, I do think in the near future, you'll see Pickle creating content, whether that be on my stuff or that be her own channel.
Maybe.
Do you see longevity in a career in FPL? I don't know about longevity in FPL. Like, I can imagine myself doing this for a while, but I don't know if I'm going to be sat on like 50, 60 doing it. But could I see myself creating content on YouTube and streaming for the rest of my life? Absolutely. Oh, my mum.
All the family are in the chat.
Oh, Haley's here. Beautiful face. Thank you, Mum. How are you still eating that same toast? Right. Just because I'm not I was going to say a big old fatty like you. I forgot that I was streaming. I can't abuse my sister. No, Haley's wonderful. Very slim.
Very slim.
Just specify, not actually a fatty. No, I'm trying to, this is the last bit. I'm trying to entertain. Also not chomp down everyone's ears. I'm trying my best here, okay? Can everyone stop abusing me? This is the last time I'll ever eat. I thought I'd try it as a, no, don't laugh. I thought I'd try this as a one-off, and everyone's not been very nice.
I feel like you should actually do a mukbang at some point, watching like one of the Man United games and cry. I feel like that'd be a good.
What do you have on your toast? It says Flora Buttery.
Does anyone like Marmite? It's probably a bit controversial.
I like Marmite crisps. Quite nice.
I haven't had them for a while.
I'm not a big Marmite person. Toast is colder than Parma. It's ice cold.
Oh, that's so true.
Right, last bite. Done. Thank you for all.
Oh, you're welcome.
No drink, the toast is kind of crazy. I've got a drink.
Yeah, my mouth would.
I could actually do with a coffee, but my coffee machine is so loud that'd destroy your eardrums. Yes, salted butter is elite.
Yeah, cheese.
What are you saying all at?
Huh?
What are you alling at?
What Frosty said. I haven't tried it, to be honest with you.
What did Frosty say? Oh, cheese and Marmite. Don't think so.
I'm a Marmite fan, I must admit. I haven't been eating it lately, though.
You know the saying, someone's like Marmite, or something's like Marmite, you either love it or you hate it. I actually don't love or hate Marmite. I just think it's okay.
No, I get that.
Ross, I need confirmation bias as I benched Ryan Nuri for Gabriel and Guardiola. Pitch me the reason why it was the right decision. Because Gabriel and Guardiola both have attacking threat and they're both playing for much better defences. There you go. I don't think it's a bad decision at all.
No, I would do the same thing.
I think it's a bad decision at all.
Oh.
I hope you and Pickle have a great weekend. Thank you, Nana Raptor. Why is my whole family in the chat? I need to make my sister a moderator. I've got my sister in the chat. I've got my mum in the chat. I've got my nan in the chat. I've got my girlfriend making me toast also in the chat. Yeah, where's Luke? Outright. Luke's probably sat with Haley, that's why. Haley, say something in the chat.
She's not now.
Yeah, she's gone. Haley, say something in the chat. You should be a moderator now. This is why. This is why I've turned out okay. It's because I've got a lovely supporting family. Oh, there are so many chat. There are so many crumbs. Like you imagine, what are those? Are they called Nature Valley bars, where you open them and they just crumbs everywhere? That's what is right. I'm literally sat there.
Oh dear.
Chat. This is not good. There is no way this guy's 25. I'm not. I'm 27. Almost 28.
You're not almost 28.
I'm 28 in 4 or 5 months.
November, December, January, February, March.
4 or 5 months.
6.
Ross, read this right now or I'll come to your house and eat your toast. Should I do Haaland to Jackson and McNeil to Saka? You missed the deadline. Why do you keep spamming this message? The deadline was at 11. You're 36 minutes late. Thought you were at least 40. That's just rude.
I love how these comments are coming back.
Oh no. Would you do Strictly if asked? No, I'd be so bad.
Oh my god, imagine us try to do Strictly. There are a couple of Strictly. We'd be the worst.
I was thinking, I wouldn't do Big Brother. I wouldn't do Strictly. I would do I'm a Celeb.
I would so do honestly.
Because I saw GK Barry is on the I'm a Celeb this year. And it's like, yeah, it's interesting to see. I'm obviously probably never going to reach that level of fame. But if I was at some point an influencer that was famous enough to be involved, I would do I'm a Celeb. I'd love that. I'm not very good with spiders, though. I'm fine with bugs. I don't mind snakes. I don't mind eating gross stuff. I cannot do spiders very much. Which I probably shouldn't admit if I go on the show. I should just say I love spiders, because then people won't vote you to do the spiders. Oh my god, there are crumbs everywhere. Ross, I think you have a nice head. Very egg-like. Thanks.
I want to watch
Love Island. Can you imagine me on Love Island? Do I look like the sort of guy that's normally on Love Island? Why are you laughing? What you laughing for? Serious? Arsenal clean sheet incoming. I swear, if Gabriel can get me a goal and a clean sheet. Damn, that's shiny. Start a second channel with vlogs. At some point, I'm still doing a PhD, by the way, and I'm still lecturing. So, yeah, once that's over, then I might start a second channel vlogs. Who's Emma?
Who's Emma?
What is that? Is that a meme?
Yeah, I think they're referring to that.
Probably, because I was like, I don't know it.
That's embarrassing.
I was like, I don't know an Emma. Surely you want a goal and no clean sheet after selling Raya? Maybe, but I was always going to sell one of Gabriel or Raya, so I don't mind a clean sheet. I will take a clean sheet. That's absolutely okay. Ross Palmer confirmed to play up front. What?
Excuse me.
Are they even the kickoff? Are they playing today? I thought it was tomorrow.
I have no idea. Actually,
Yeah, they're playing tomorrow against Man United. What am I thinking?
it's probably a lie.
Is the site updated?
Yeah, it has.
Oh, let's look at our team for next week. What am I doing? Refresh.
I might just roll again. It's not the best. Oh well.
I
I need to get rid of Van de Ven.
I don't know what to do with my bench. Oh, I don't know what to do with who I start. Would you start? So I'll start Gabriel. Will I? Would you start Davis or Lewis? No, sorry, no. Davis isn't getting started. Would you start Vandenberg against Bournemouth at home or Lewis against Brighton away?
Absolutely not.
What Lewis should start?
Yes.
Okay.
Have you not seen from my pain how bad they are?
I think I might captain Haaland next week. And I might vice captain. Oh, and Burmo's got a nice fixture.
Who do Liverpool have next week?
Villa at home.
I want to get rid of Van de Ven.
That's the team for next week then. It's not too bad.
Okay, I'll probably just roll again.
Bad looking week, I can't lie. Oh, yeah. Flip, I forgot about Rodgers. Just looked at Rodgers. That stinks.
Yeah, I'm going to play McNeil there.
Should I play Dibbling? No, I'm not doing that again. I'm just going to... Oh, I forgot that I had to start Rodgers next week. Yeah, that's not ideal, is it? And Palmer against Arsenal. Clashing with Gabriel against... Yeah, do you know what? It's not a great week.
So, cause I've got Saka and Palmer playing against each other, which could be okay, I suppose.
Oh, I really don't know which way I'm going to go with captaincy. I mean, Cunha.
Cunha's tempting, but... think.
Yeah, I don't like having to start roads. I mean, I could sell. No, I've got no money now, have I? I could sell Leaf Davis. I know.
Is there anyone
I don't know.
stand out that I could get for Van der Ven? Or should I just leave it for another week and possibly get a new Liverpool defender the week after?
Yeah, I'd leave it.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't mind like Robinson. You could go for if you wanted to, but why is my thing lagging that much? Stop it. Yeah, that's not a good week, is it? Oh well, right. Let's go back to this week. Let's focus on this week first.
That's a future problem.
Yeah, it's a future problem. Let's focus on this week and Gabriel scoring his bullet header, but preferably not assisted by Saka. Preferably a bullet header from a Rice corner. Just the name Dibbling puts me off. I don't blame you, to be fair. Frosty is triple captaining Cunha next week. Wouldn't surprise me. I just feel nice having Salah and Haaland and Palmer. Makes me feel happy.
I must admit, like, if I had to pick a trio, that would be the trio I'd have.
Not that Saka's bad, by the way, but do you recommend Nottingham Trent as a uni to study at? In terms of like student satisfaction, it's quite high. It's obviously not like the top uni, but yeah.
I mean, for design, I don't know whether you'd know anything about the different.
Oh, is that what you said?
As a design student, yeah.
I didn't read that. Oh, was it? Oh, you said it later. Okay. Yeah, for design, I've got no idea, but I just know that student satisfaction is relatively high at Trent. It's just a decent uni. It's not much more than that. Why start Davis over Lewis this week? For the fun. For the fun. Because when Davis scores, I'm going to go ballistic.
You can love him all then.
Can't wait to see when Jackson gets injured and essentially when Kunku comes in at 5.9 million. Genuinely accidentally left captaincy on Cunha this week. Oops. To be fair, it could go well. Also, I went to Trent. It's a good lifestyle, but my business course was crap. Yeah, this is what like it's not like a top level uni, but people seem to really enjoy going to Trent. I'm very different because I'm a lecturer and PhD student, so I'm not like an 18-year-old that's going there for the first time kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. From my perspective, when I was applying to university, my impression of that uni was a lot of people went there just for the partying and not for the actual.
I think that has changed. I think it's improved.
It probably has. I mean, it has been a few years since then, but like when I was applying, that was the kind of vibe I got from it.
Bro, I forgot your OnlyFans account. Was it Toast Muncher? Thanks for the stream as always, Russ. Have a great weekend and catch you soon. Thank you, my man. I appreciate you being here. Davis 4-pointer when he scores. You're not wrong. No, but you would imagine that he's got more chance for an attacking return, more chance for a clean sheet, and as a result, more chance for bonus points. So I'm hopeful that he could do something this week. Hey, Ross, genuine question. How can I view some of the studies you've written? Just type in my name. I mean, there's mental health studies if you want. I can show you that.
I'm so confused because people are talking about Trent in the chat, but also Nottingham Trent, so I'm a bit confused what people are talking about.
What, whether it's about Alexander Arnold or the uni?
Yeah.
Right, are you going to be able to see that? No. Can you see that now? Oh, what if I do that? No, that doesn't help. Don't know what to do to show you this. Wait, would the hub one work? None of my screens charge. You know what? I'm going to have to just...
What are you trying to do?
Anyway, if you type in Ross Dowsett Mental Health Fantasy Football, which is my name, and then like if you type this in on Google, we've done 2 studies published looking at the role of fantasy football and mental health. They're probably the most interesting studies that I've published that would be worth reading. So we did a qualitative exploration of the positive and negative experiences of individuals. So this was basically an interview-based study, which we published in 2023. And then in 2021, we did a survey-based study with just under 2,000 participants, which you can read. It's just publicly available as a PDF. So, I mean, I'm not going to read through it now, but if you are interested, that's me, look, there. So if you think I'm an FPL nerd already, I've actually published studies looking at FPL. We've also just had another one accepted for publication as well. So there'll be a third one published very soon. We're in the works on number 4 and number 5. So there should be 5 published studies looking at the effect of fantasy football on mental health. So if you want to read those, go for it. In terms of my only study that's been published as part of my PhD with VR, let me just type in Ross Dowsett virtual reality. It's not going to be publicly available, I don't think, because it's not open access. Anyway, this was the only paper that I published. We looked at the role of virtual reality in elite football and baseball. That one was my first paper as a lead author, which means I'm the main guy that did that one, which is cool. Yeah. Just type in this on Google, and it will be the first two links. That's just my name and then mental health fantasy football. Academic King, thank you. You got any tips to boost productivity? Honestly, the biggest tip to boost productivity is to enjoy what you're doing. Like, there's no way to be productive if you're not enjoying what you're doing. Like, it's such a... If you follow Ali Abdaal, he's written a book called Feel Good Productivity. That's the general idea, is if you feel good about what you're doing and you find ways to enjoy it, you'll be productive. Like, I'm very, 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 very productive with FPL. Like, the amount of videos I get out, the research I do. If you were to sit me down and give me a topic I wasn't interested in, my productivity's on the floor. So firstly, try and do something you love. If you don't love what you're doing, find ways to make it more interesting. Like, if you're revising and you prefer watching videos to making notes, do that. If you prefer doing it in the evening or the morning, do it then. So like, I think just find ways to enjoy what you're doing and your productivity will shoot up. You could say things like have this on your desk or have your screens at this angle. But I feel like the underlying issue is you're just not enjoying what you're doing. No one is ever failing to be productive if they're really enjoying it. I can't think of a single time in my life where I'm really enjoying what I'm doing, but I'm not being productive. Do you know what I mean? That would be my advice. Yeah, I agree. So Frosty said, I find the biggest way to improve productivity is just make a start. This is the hardest part, is that first 1%. Once you get into a bit of a flow state with whatever you're doing, it becomes a lot easier, for sure.
Just having paralysis with it all sometimes when you're so overwhelmed and you feel like you have so much to do.
Yeah, exactly. And breaking it down into small components. Yeah. Rather than saying I've got to write this 3,000 word essay, or I've got to reply to 400 emails, say, right, I'm going to take 10 emails and reply to those. I'm going to take the first 300 word intro and write that. Like, I feel like when you view something as an entirety, it makes it very overwhelming. Whereas if you just say, right, this is the first thing I need to do, let me do that. This is the second thing, let me do that. Third, fourth.
Sure.
Did you meet your girlfriend in the live stream? Yeah, I did actually. If you had to start FPL streaming this year, would you have started? Also, if someone wanted to start now, what differential things would you do? I still think I would, because I didn't start to try and make money. I didn't start to try and be the biggest YouTuber. I started because I have always loved YouTube and I wanted to start talking about it on my own channel. I'd featured on a few podcasts, but I wanted my own space to do it. So I still think I'd start. It is a lot harder now, though, because you're competing with people that just have that loyal following. I've been sat here eating toast. The deadline went almost an hour ago and there's still 2,000 people here. If you're a new YouTuber starting, you're competing with that level of loyalty of people that just know that the YouTubers they like. And it's not just me. There are so many others like Focal, Harry, Mate, Andy. There's so many bigger YouTubers that it is difficult. What would I do different? I wouldn't do anything different because it's clearly worked. I'm at a place now where I'm really happy with the channel. But I think you've got to find something that separates you. Whether that be a fantastic personality, whether that be your graphics are unbelievable, whether that be the crispest audio and visual quality. You've got an expensive camera, expensive mic, or you've got just a way of approaching it that's different. Look at, I'd say FPL Focal is the best example. No one does what Focal does. The level of quality in the graphics, the length of the videos, his expert video is so good and so unique. Oscar finds ways to do what other people aren't. If you're just planning to sit there and talk about FPL, by all means do it, by the way. It works really well. But just lower your expectations into how much you're expected to grow, because there are loads of smaller channels that I think are fantastic. FPL Price, he's brilliant. I think he does exactly what I do at exactly the same level, but he's not seeing that same level of growth because it's difficult because there are so many other people that make YouTube videos. It's a great example of he deserves so many more subscribers for me, but it's just difficult to reach that level, you know? Ross, what would be a good way to reach you on a non-business level interaction? I just have a few queries about the studies you've written. Just drop me an email. If it's a more academic question that requires me to sit down and actually respond, then yeah, probably email's the best. I can't promise I'll get back to everything, but you know. Talking about cameras, yours is doing well today. Not conked out yet. Oh, it has on like 3 occasions. You must have just missed when it conked out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. The market is saturated.
Yeah, and also like there's some element of like you've just got to be able to present effectively. Like if you've never spoken to a camera and you've never presented, I feel like you've got to captivate your audience somehow. Like it sounds like a really easy thing to do, but looking at a camera is so difficult. And I feel like if you don't want to be really awkward. Like if I just looked at the camera like this and didn't move for ages, it would start to get a little bit weird. And some people do this, and it's too much for me. But just the ability to not be like looking down, like lifting your chin up, projecting your voice, not going every 2 seconds. Like these are things you can work on before you even start your channel. It's just your presentational ability, because at the end of the day, FPL advice is meant to improve your rank. People watch for entertainment. You don't click on a YouTube video normally just for getting the advice. You're clicking on it to enjoy the process of getting the advice. So focal tone of voice as well, just nice. Yeah, focal. Yeah, it's just such a nice, relaxing listening to focal. Absolutely, I agree. What are your thoughts on the Secret Lab chair versus an ergonomic one? I mean, I love it. I've been using it for like 3.5, 4 years now. It's perfect. But yeah, in terms of actually supporting my back, I'd probably be better off getting an ergonomic chair. But I really like. I like how big it is. I like the big arms on it. I like that it supports my entire back. You would never get. I've got quite wide shoulders, not because I'm absolutely massive, but I just have quite wide square shoulders. You would not normally find an ergonomic chair that supports your entire like upper back. Like this chair is so wide. Like if I sat Pickle in this, her shoulders aren't even coming to like there. This is a really wide chair, but I almost take up the entirety of it. So that's nice for me. I like the height of it. Like a lot of ergonomic chairs don't go all the way up to your head. There are things I do like, but yes, it's definitely not as probably good for my back as otherwise it would be. I'm gonna crack my back as well. You probably hear it. That was gross. I don't know if you heard that. My back's a mess. Let's just say that. But yeah, I probably will buy an ergonomic chair at some point, just because my back is such a bad one. Please advise for mental health and FPL. What in particular? Because there's so many elements to it. So what is it that you're struggling with if you're happy sharing? I can give advice specifically. So I could talk about it for like hours, but what is it that you're struggling with? I mean, the obvious advice is to stop playing if you're not getting the positive. I always said there's a fine balance, because saying just it's a game, stop playing is terrible advice. But at the end of the day, if you're not gaining the positives, then you shouldn't be playing. Like there needs the positives need to outweigh the negatives. If the positives don't outweigh the negatives, it's not worth the time investment. The issue is if you gain a lot of positive stuff from it and you gain a lot of negative, which we find with a lot of people, then you still want to maintain those positives, but you want to try and remove the negatives, which isn't always easy. But yeah, the straight up advice is if it's really affecting your mental health, you just step away from it. I know so many people that have stopped playing FPL and it was the best decision they've ever made. Loads of friends that I made at the start of when I joined the FPL community, they don't play and they love it. Like they get their weekends back, they don't have to stress. But I feel like there are loads of... Why's my camera completely gone again? Yeah, sorry. Interrupted by the camera going off. Do live stream watch-alongs. I don't have a TV. I stream stuff on Sky Go and Virgin and whatnot, so I'm always behind. So I feel like the chat would just ruin it. It's the same as Match of the Day. I would happily do a Match of the Day challenge if I had a TV, but I watch it on BBC iPlayer, and again, the chat's just going to ruin it, so I wouldn't be able to look at the chat throughout the entire thing. And you can say people wouldn't ruin it, but there's always a few numpties that just would. So yeah, I could technically do like a watch-along, but I would have to completely hide the chat, which then means I don't have that same level of interaction. You're literally just watching me sit there and watch the game. And obviously I couldn't then show the game because... this might be the end of my camera. Couldn't actually show the game because of copyright issues. Gives me a focus when I'm not working. I hate doing nothing. Yeah, like for a lot of people, and I really hope this is the case for you, FPL is just mainly positive. Every hobby's got a negative thing, by the way. I always use the example of golf. Golf's like brilliant for so many people. You get your exercise in, you see your friends, you get fresh air. But you have a bad weekend of golf and you're not happy. Like there is no hobby that I can think of in the world that only brings you positives. There's always some negative element. But yeah, there needs to be more positive than negative. And there needs to be a certain level where you just say, right, that is not giving me the same joy that it once did. Do you use Whoop? I'm certain if I wore it during a Man United game, the blood pressure and heart rate would be through the roof. I wear a Fitbit. I'm going to get a Whoop, but yeah. My heart rate's really high right now, actually. It's because I was just leaning forward and back, but my heart rate's 78 right now. Okay, it's dropping back down. High for me, at least. I know that's not that high. Pretty sure you can set a chat delay. Yeah, you can set a chat delay, but then I'm like a few minutes behind the games. Because like Sky Go and Virgin and stuff, they're often like 3 minutes behind the game. So it's, I don't know. Yeah, maybe at some point. Did you meet Ten Hag when visiting Old Trafford? No, Ten Hag was sacked by the time I was there. So it's, yeah, Ten Hag wouldn't have been there. This is so beautiful to see that you're live. You still normally stay live this far after the deadline. It's been so lovely hearing you. Thank you. Honestly, I normally stream for at least half an hour post deadline. But because my lovely, wonderful girlfriend made me toast, I've streamed for a little bit longer because I'm not hungry. Normally, honestly, the thing that stops me streaming, I've got so much energy. I could stream for like 12 hours. The thing that stops me streaming is that I'm hungry. And normally, Pickle's hungry. How hungry are you right now?
A little bit.
And I don't want to keep my Pickle waiting for food as well.
Don't worry, if you want to stream for a bit longer.
Then just buy a TV. It's not an issue with so I live in a student accommodation because I'm a student, but I don't have an easy aerial route into the room, so it's not as much about not having. Like I have a TV, I just have no way to wire it to get the signal for a TV, kind of thing. If that makes sense. No, not my Pickle, Frosty. You know what I meant. So I said I want to feed my Pickle. That sounded a bit sus. Hungry or hangry? She's hungry right now. You'd know if she's hangry. It's like the Hulk.
No, it's not.
You hangry is terrifying. You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers.
Get some nuts.
You're not you when you're hungry. Favorite football commentator, past or present? Don't know. I thought Peter Drury would be better than he has been. I think Peter Drury is really good if you listen to him as a one-off. But some people said this to me. Every weekend it does get a little bit much. Like I feel like those one-off clips, you know, like the Messi one and when Ronaldo returns Man United. Peter Drury is so poetic that in those big moments, it's incredible. But every single game, and I know he doesn't do every game, but like every Sunday he normally does at least one. It starts to get a bit like, you know, like maybe is it a bit much? I don't know. Salah higher EO at my rank than I expected is pissing. Oh yeah, we can actually have a look at that right now. I think Hub have introduced that feature. Let me just look, actually. I don't know when it will update, though. Is it on the dashboard? Where did I see it? My team? Is it in my team? Okay, they're not in yet. I saw that. I was like, damn, I like it. I respect it. So what games we got then? Newcastle, Arsenal, Bournemouth, Man City, Ipswich, Leicester, Liverpool, Brighton, Forest, West Ham, Southampton, Everton, Wolves, Palace. God, there are a lot of good games. Are they all at 3 p.m? Who's the 5:30 game? Oh, it's Wolves, Palace. That's exciting. It's Wolves, Palace. That's exciting.
So sorry. I'm so sorry. What, when?
The 5:30 game is Wolves, Palace. That's
Today?
exciting. Yes.
So sorry.
Pickle's just texting away on her phone, completely ignoring the fact that I'm trying to speak to her. Completely ignoring
No,
that.
that is exciting.
We've got 8 in a ring, couldn't you?
Woo! Everyone does now, though.
This is true.
It's not fun anymore.
On live FPL, Salah is 125%. Haaland is 104. Haaland's lower than Salah? No. I'll see what it is at my rank.
Oh, that's awful, Ross. Oh, that's awful. Oh, no.
Is that just top 10k, though?
Oh, no, I feel ill.
That's probably just top 10k.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah, I don't think they've got the...
I'll check live FPL in a sec.
I don't think they've got the local ones yet. Oh, no, they do. No, they don't. Yeah, Salah's 125%, Haaland's 104. I honestly was not. Well, that is top 10k. Wait until it updates for like other ranks. No, that makes sense. That actually makes a lot of sense. Think about it. Those that are in the top 10k have got there by having Salah, not Haaland. That makes sense for us to. I reckon if you were to look at more like top 500k, I reckon that's reversed.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because top 10k, they're going to have had Salah this entire time and captained him a lot of the time as well.
Yeah.
ChatGPT meta face. Nah, I reckon it could be quite close between Salah and Haaland. Yeah, so what effective ownership is if everyone owns a player, they're 100% owned. If everyone owns the player and everyone captains that player, they are 200% owned. If everyone owns and then triple captains, they'd be 300%. So if a player is above 100% ownership and you own them and you've not captained them, you want them to blank. And it is difficult to wrap your head around at first. But let's say you don't have Haaland. So you have Haaland, but you've not captained Haaland. In most weeks, you want him to blank because so many people own him and so many people captain him that you actually lose a percentage of his points, if that makes sense. So let's say that Haaland is 160% owned and you own Haaland, but you've not captained him. You gain, obviously, 100% of Haaland's points, but then you lose the extra 60% of his points on top of that, if that makes sense. So yeah, if a player's above 100% effective ownership, it basically means that if you've not captained them, you want them to blank. So if you don't own Salah and he's at 120%, it means you are losing 120% of what he gets.
Yeah, I am
Scared.
I'm a little bit scared.
At least it's I was gonna say at least it's tomorrow. It's not. It's today. It's at 3 p.m.
Well, to be honest, I'd rather it happen earlier, so I can just accept it.
On FPL Gameweek in the Content Creators League, Salah is 50.7% captain, Haaland is 43%, and Palmer is 4.5%. Yeah, it's quite an equal split, isn't it? Yeah, top 10k, Salah 125, Haaland 104. Yeah, we'll wait to see when it updates for local ranks because I just think that's just skewed by what's happening in the top 10k.
That's upsetting.
Yeah, because top 10k's got Mbermo almost 90%. And Mbermo's not going to be 90% down there, I don't think. Rico Lewis is so much higher owned than Gabriel.
Is he?
Didn't know that. Yeah, Rico Lewis 36, Gabriel 15.
Do we know what Saka is?
In top 10k,
Yeah.
Saka in the top 10k is 29%.
Okay.
Wood is 52%. Chris Wood, get in the bin. Palmer is 87%. Yeah, I know.
Wow.
I took my first hit of the season. Say something nice. I wish you the best of luck, and I hope the hit pays off for you. Could Isak be a good pick for Newcastle's good run of fixtures? Absolutely. I did say even a few weeks ago, before Isak started returning, if Isak and Gordon can find some form for the fixtures they've got from 12 and beyond, don't mind it. How many of us do you think play for the content community, filling up our workdays rather than the actual gameplay results on the weekend? Honestly, most people. I don't think many people play FPL just for the weekend. It's the process of it, right? It's the picking players, doing research. This is what's annoying because what we enjoy most about FPL is the process, but then we get so bogged down on the result. But it makes sense, but it's annoying. Because really, if you took away all the process, if you said I'm not allowed to play FPL during the week and I just have to make decisions right at the end of the week, I wouldn't have that same desire to engage with it. It is that process for me. And as you say, like, the community, like, it's so nice to chat to people about stuff. Like, the FPL community are lovely, really. There are a few numpties and people that try to be negative, but generally it's such a positive environment. Like, if you compare FPL Twitter to football Twitter, dear Lord, football Twitter is gross, horrid. Like, I've had a couple of tweets that have like made their way onto football Twitter, and it's just like it gets out of hand very quickly. You can own Haaland, but if he blanks, your rank smiles. I'm a bit confused. Haaland hat-trick, we will be there. To be fair, if Haaland is closer to 100% than like 100, I don't mind if he goes ballistic. I'll lose a little bit of rank, but at least I own him. What do you want for food? Thought you were going to say tuna pasta.
Oh. Do it. Do it for dinner instead.
Do you want to order that then?
What?
Do you want to order that?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do. What are you doing?
Thoughts on FPL Bateman? I prefer not to speak.
If I speak, I'm...
If I speak, I'm in trouble. What was the... Oh, do you want me to order it?
No, I'm saying, are you having something?
Yeah, I'll get it as well.
Okay. What would you like?
No, I can order it. I don't know. Do you want to pick what you want, and then I'll pick what I want?
Okay.
Or we'll just do it in a minute. Maybe we'll do it in a minute. I feel like I'm not even really saying much anymore now. I'm just zoning out. Yeah, do you know what? I will call it there. 'Cause it's been 3 hours, 10 minutes. We're making these streams longer and longer. At some point soon, I would like to do a charity stream. And I'd like to start earlier and end later. I think I'd aim for about, as long as my camera could hold up. Might need to just let it turn off for a little bit. But I'm aiming for like a maybe 4 to 5 hour stream. So I need to put together a little plan for which charities. I think I'd ideally like to do like 2 or 3 charities rather than just one. And I'll think about which ones they are. And then I'll also think about the best way, because ideally I would let people super chat and I'd give all, and I will, by the way, give all of the money. But remember that YouTube take 30%. So I think in an ideal world, I would just have the Just Giving link where they don't take the percentage from it. So what I'll probably do is I'll have the Just Giving link, advise people donate via that, but I'll also, any super chats that people do give during the stream, I'll give that as well. But yeah, like I said, because YouTube take 30%, we're basically taking money away from charity doing it in that method, I guess. Yeah, definitely Mind will be one of the charities, because that means a lot to me. It's one of the ones I donate to every month myself. So yeah, that Mind will definitely be there. I'd probably like to do one for cancer, and then I might do a third one, maybe something that means something to me personally. I've got a couple in mind, but yeah. Anyway, I'll update you soon. That will be coming. I don't know when it will be, but it will be in 2024. So it'll be in November or December. Maybe closer to Christmas, we could do something. I'd quite like to do something for homelessness as well. So, right, anyway, lots of ideas. Keep your eyes peeled for that. But I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And yeah, we'll chat soon. Transfer plans tomorrow. FPL therapy on Tuesday. Lots of content coming. Have a wonderful weekend. And I'll catch you soon. Bye, guys.